Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Mel.
I'm just the moderator guy. I'm not even here. And this is not Rob's painting table, so I'm not here. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, I'm Rob.
Today on the table, we are going to be painting, and we will be painting a mini from Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth, Shadows Path, the Balrog. Kind of nervous about this one, but we'll try and see what happens. Yes.
What should I do? No, I'm just kidding. Hey, everyone. So this is our monthly, at least monthly, mini painting with Mel. This was requested a long time ago as something we should do on the channel. So we tied it to like a Patreon stretch goal, or not a stretch goal. What do you call it?
Like just a goal, I think.
Just a goal to like a funding goal kind of thing. So
like something we'll do when we reach a certain amount.
Yeah. So like we're trying to, increase our Patreon, obviously, invest in the channel, that kind of stuff. So we basically thought of a bunch of things we'd like to do on the channel, but kind of never motivated to really do or would be cool to try out. So
or nervous to do.
Or nervous to do. Yeah, absolutely. So we tied some of those things to Patreon funding levels as just something to do. That's what people do, I guess. So this was one of those. So we did this before. There's a previous episode of Mini Painting with Mel where she painted a mini from Skytear.
Yep.
Skytear. And then we left it. And we hit this goal on the weekend. So here we are doing, I know it is September.
Yeah, it's the last day.
Ah, it is September still.
We got it in on the last day.
So yes, this is September's Mini Painting with Mel.
Yeah.
Watch for October's Mini Painting with Mel, which will be scheduled at some point in the next couple weeks or so. So she'll be doing this like at least once a month or whenever she's got minis to paint, maybe more often if you guys are watching and you like the video. And I mean like literally not just like it. I mean, click that button that you like it. It helps other people find them, and other people will view them and that kind of stuff. And if we see it's something people are watching a lot, and you guys like hanging out with us here live, or watching later, scrubbing through, commenting, all that kind of stuff, it's something we could do more often. Because minis in the board games, there's like an endless supply. Like we're behind us are shelves all over the place of miniatures.
Yes.
In board games. Especially the ones we play with as characters, love to have painted. Like, I'd love to have so many painted, but it does take a long time. I see Mel's getting better with it, maybe getting quicker.
I think so.
But yeah, it's something that she'll get better at. She's new to it, so keep that in mind. Tips are welcome. Comments are welcome. She's still learning, and I know not much either. So yeah, feel free to... This is just like a casual hangout to paint miniatures and chat. I will be reading your chat. I'll be popping up things on screen. I'll be talking to Mel so she can focus on the painting, but can interact with you guys through me. I'll just be like reading the chat so that way she can just, head down and paint kind of thing. So throw in your questions, throw in your comments. I'll try to keep up, but I'm just here as a moderator. I'm not painting. I try, but not the best results. But anything you get better at with practice, I guess.
Yeah.
And yes, Mel will be painting some miniature from Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth, The Shadowed Paths.
Yes, it's been requested a few times.
As requested in our Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth, Shadowed Path campaign playthrough series, where we're playing through that game live on the channel of 3 players. So if you want to check that out, that's in the playlist section. But this mini will make an appearance on that playthrough in the future, along with some of the painted miniatures she's already done.
Yeah.
Will be there. And Sakabra, hold on. No video taught me that. Paint goes on the mini?
No way.
Did you know that?
I did not.
I didn't know that
I
one.
did not.
That's actually really good.
I just painted on.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal that. You steal that as one of your tips.
Paper.
Yeah. Steal that and act like you learned that. And
that's
just,
great.
Just teach
that's
people.
That's a great place to start for sure.
Son of a.
Oh yeah, we did say tips are okay for sure. So that's pro tip. Yep, that is pro tip. Also, like Rob said, I'm new to this still, so constructive criticism is always welcome. If you don't like the way I've done something, you don't need to tell me. It's okay. But constructive criticism is always nice.
And here's some comforting thoughts. Obviously, Dragon's taping sometimes is a little off, but I still take 30-ish hours to paint a minifig.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I see a minifig. Yeah, that makes sense. I thought it was a typo at the end there.
Oh, no.
Once I read it, it made sense.
I take a long time too. Yeah, sometimes I take more than I need, and he's like, "It's fine, just do it like quick and dirty. It doesn't have to be perfect."
We are primarily a board game playthrough live streaming kind of channel. The minis, in my opinion, I keep trying to emphasize to her, she's trying to be a perfectionist because all these people who do painting as their primary hobby really focus on that hard, and it's all about showing off their like award-winning paint jobs. But there's also the level of painting for the table is what I like to call it, or painting to get to table or something like that.
Yeah, table ready. I think that's
table
like
ready painting. Just paint it so we're playing with not gray plastic, no detail, blobs, miniatures on the board as we play, and you can't tell what is what. So as long as you're painting, we can tell one mini apart from the other. It looks similar to the source material. It blends in better with the board and the other components. Like, I am all for it. It doesn't need to be so detailed that I can look at them and tell the color of their eyes on them. I don't need to know that. So it's just like, oh, if that one's mine, or that one's the enemy, or that one's a runner and that one's a walker, whatever. That's what I'm looking for.
In the past, we used to just paint the bases our colors so that it stood out on camera and it stood out to us so we knew who was who. But since starting to paint them, I'm having a lot more fun for sure.
Chris has a good so he where is it? Chris said, I thought the paint went on the paintbrush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that is true.
So we had that step right.
Yeah.
It's just then paint goes on the mini after that. That's like the second step. It's key.
Yeah, I always just put the paint onto the tray and then I just like left it there.
And then third step is a bunch of question marks, and fourth step is profit, right? Is that how that goes? It's like paint on the brush, paint on the mini, something, profit, right? That's how that one works.
Yeah, Sakabra has a great point, the second last one there. Paint for people, not judges. Exactly. I'm painting for myself, for us to play, for functionality. Looks good from far, not so much. Yeah, I noticed that when we did our first paint stream, that I'm looking at it into my eye. I'm like, oh, that looks good. And then once you move it up to the camera and you're like, oh, I see where that line didn't match.
That's not how you use it. That's
I know.
Not the functionality of the piece in a board game is not for you to sit there and stare at it up close. It's like, Mel, it's your turn.
I know. So, yes.
And the worst is when you're taking pictures of it nowadays, everyone has like an awesome camera in their cell phone that does like pretty good macro shooting.
Yeah.
That you can see all the detail of something if you're fairly close to it. And then people look at that on their screens. Everyone has like high resolution screens. So that you can like pinch and zoom or just zoom in on it, and then it blows it right up and you can see all the detail.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you're not painting the miniature to look at it when it's this big, or else you wouldn't be painting miniatures, you'd be painting dolls. Like,
exactly.
So
that
you're
is
painting
true.
miniatures to be viewed from like a foot away or so, or a few feet away probably.
That is true. Also, I've been putting more pictures of the minis that I've painted in our private Discord in the minis painting section. And I was talking with Rob yesterday that I think we're going to start adding more of them also to our Instagram.
Yeah,
so we'll try to get some more on there too, of ones that maybe weren't painted on stream. But
so the Instagram's up there if you guys want to check it out. We'll start doing that soon. It's at Rob's_gaming_table. So yeah. There you go. For those who were curious.
So it's just a fun hobby for me.
Right. Pro tip number 2, says Sakabra. Oops, wrong thing. Take mini pics in 160p. There you go.
Okay,
all the blurriness
yeah. So they're all fuzzy.
All the blurriness will hide every imperfection. We got a question from Alex. Says, what is the most difficult minis you paint?
This one I think is going to be my most difficult I've ever painted.
Let's say the past. Let's say that you've painted so far. Which game did the mini come from that you've painted that you were like, man, this one's hard?
You know what I think, to be honest, was the city from Explore It. That tile.
Oh,
you know why? Because it had a lot of fine detail, and it had a lot of detail where you had to get the brush flat in because it was a flat piece like this, and you had to get the brush in between, which for me was difficult. And it was one of the first ones that I did, so I found it a little more challenging. I've been recently painting the Street Masters game, and I'm noticing that I love to paint people. They're easy, I think. I think it's hard to paint.
So for the mini Mel's talking about is from Explore It, The Forest of Adraman Volume 2.
Yes.
This is not Mel's paint job. I just found a quick picture on BGG, BoardGameGeek.com. So this is the mini up close. It's like a little, it's called an Acropolis or whatever.
Yeah.
It's where the bad guy kind of sits on the board. It's a little 6 hex or 7 hexes, I guess it takes up. But it's a little like city mini, and like it's got a little like, you know, trees and different levels and textures and little stadium seating over here and
I mean that's
windows and stuff.
Yeah, that's blown up big, but you can see even just like on the first level of the grass, trying to get it in there, and then around in the doors.
So it's just difficult to like get the brush into the spot.
Or for me, I just found that to be the most difficult one that I've
maybe
painted.
Not the most like detailed, like fine detail, but it's just like awkward. You know,
it was awkward. Yeah, exactly. It was one of the first ones that I did. So I found that the most challenging. But I think that this one will be on the list of my most challenging.
All right. So what Mel's painting today is this Balrog. I just want to show, so Mel was talking actually about what she's aiming for it to look like. Up here. This is just the user off of PGG that posted this one. Just to get an idea of like what you're going for with a Balrog. I guess there's like some rock work at the bottom. He's standing on some rock. He's, you know, living underground in Moria. He's got scales. He's like built of fire crackling out from inside of him. He's got a flame sword in this game, a flame whip.
Yeah.
And he's got like fire coming out from his wings and whatnot. And here's another person's interpretation. So they did kind of like lighter brown wings going darker as you go towards the body.
Yeah, and almost more of like a burnt look.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, I think I want to go.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like.
And I think I'm gonna mesh both of those. Also, I watched Sir Astro's paint video of this, which was amazing. Yeah, his video was amazing, and I think I want to take a few things from that as well and kind of merge it all into this one. I'm not very creative. I can't look at a mini and say, I want it to look like this. I need to kind of get some inspiration, and I think that'll come with practice. I'll be able to do it more so just by, I think this will look good, but right now I can't do that yet. Not enough painting yet, but we'll get there eventually.
Get that Balrog.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If you go to the end, he does a full spin of it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Up on the screen.
Oh, it went back to the beginning.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so that I think I like the more detail of the fire coming through. Yeah, that's more of the and I don't have all of those. Like we don't have any fluorescent colors or anything like that. But we're gonna do with what we have, and we're gonna just kind of experiment and see. And in one of his videos, I actually learned something that I didn't know before, and how he made the sword. So he does like a wet brush where he does up the side, and then he does the darker color coming down, and then uses a different brush and kind of like blends them together. And I've never done that before, but maybe we'll try that.
The dots. You put like little dots.
Yeah, to make it look like ash or
That's
whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very cool, and I think I want to use some of that for some inspiration, but yeah, I think we're just going to go with it and see what happens.
Dragon says, be open to change color schemes as you paint. The dragon I'm painting now was going to be red with yellows and oranges, but went red, purples, and black.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally cool.
I think, yeah. I just like to look at them for some inspiration, and then you kind of get an idea of what you want it to look like, and then you just do what you can do. Again, I'm not a pro, so it will not look like that when I'm done, but it'll be okay. We'll be able to play with it. Yeah. So just to start off, I want to show you that Rob painted or primed it with this Krylon in white, and I think it's, what is it? Ultra flat.
Yeah, just for those who are curious, Mel asked for it to be in all white to help, I think, with like the flame and stuff. Like the yellows and the oranges looking right. It's easy, I think, to cover the black on white is fine, but it's hard if you primed it in black or dark gray or something to then get yellows and oranges on it. You'll need to do like more coats to make it brighten up, right? Or paint white. Or
you have to paint white first.
Or paint white first, yeah. As was recommended in the last stream. I remember you guys were talking about that.
Or it'll look more dark orange instead of like a bright orange. And because I don't have any fluorescence, I think this is also going to help make it a little bit brighter. But we'll see. I think.
I see some fun times in Middle Earth in the near future.
Yes. There will be some fun times. So I think I don't want it to look as black. I think I want it to be more of like a dark, but not black. So I think what we'll do is take the darkest brown that I have, which is dark stone, and maybe mix it with a little bit of black. So it's almost like a dark, but not black. I don't want it to be black, I think. So again, give your tips in the chat if you'd like to give me ideas. I'm open to ideas. Also, I use a homemade wet palette. I showed it off in the first one, but if you weren't watching, so it is just a piece of paper towel that's wet with some parchment paper on top. It just kind of keeps the paint a little bit more moist and brings a little bit of water up in the paint so you don't have to wet it as much or water them down as much. And it's less messy because when you're done, you just take it and throw it in the garbage and you don't have to wash anything. I can put on camera 1 sec, sorry.
Yeah, whatever. Travis says, that's why I love Journeys in Middle Earth minis, because the sculpts are designed to help you paint. Lots of defined edges, different levels, and easy to access different parts.
Yeah. When looking at this, I noticed that. I thought, oh, okay, how are we going to do the body and everything? But you can see that there's kind of like, it's raised. Yeah.
Dragon is a good recommendation.
Yes.
Especially if you're waiting for things to dry on a mini or whatever in a future episode, future event, during a game stream. Oh, during a game stream. Yeah.
Oh.
In my head, a red paint stream. Mel breaks out the paint and touches up a mini.
Oh my gosh, imagine. I think they were talking about that already in the last Lord of the Rings that we played, right? That we would just
paint the minis while you're waiting for your turn kind of thing?
Yeah. We're just going to add some black. We're going to see. We'll do a strip down the wing and we'll see if it is the color that we want it to be. The hardest part I find is when you make your own color, that you make enough because you don't want it to look off. But I think for something like this, it's okay because maybe it doesn't always need to look all the same. Maybe parts that are closer to the fire maybe look a little bit lighter versus the outer edge. So I'm just going to start on a wing because I just want to see if I like the color first. I think so. We're just gonna add a little bit more water to it though. Yep, I think I like that. Okay.
Dragon says regarding the white prime, red, yellow, with the white prime, red, yellows will be more vibrant. Red is a transparent paint. I didn't know about red though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I always thought with like, I guess it's just like, you know, I think of orange and yellow and white being like white, but yellow for sure That was like the most annoying one I found. Was like I always have to repaint, but I never knew about the painting with white before. That was only something recently we learned. I think from the last stream.
Yeah, I think so. I got a lot of great tips in the last one, so I thank everyone for the tips and the comments as well.
Cool.
Yeah, and I do that for the. I'm just gonna start doing the scales here on his chest, but for the Street Masters, they have yellow bases, and I paint them white first, so it is easier to see and it's more vibrant.
Dragon says, you keep painting, it's all good, I'll read. I used to anger my art teacher in high school. She would teach us to mix colors, but I would use colors straight from the tube. My response was, but the tube color is the color I want.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Like, I feel like if I mix a color, I'll never get it again to be perfect that color again. Or I'll get frustrated and start adding a little bit of this color. No, I went too far. Let me re-add some of this color. No, I went too far back. No, now I'm off. I'm not getting what I get. And then before I know it, I've wasted like a whole bunch of paint and I'm not happy. So like, yeah, I like straight from the bottle stuff. Hence why I was like, we should just go with this big set of like 50 colors and go nuts. But I see you mix colors. And the wet palette does help with that because you can mix your colors. And I didn't know about this in the past, but the wet palette thing keeps your paints moist. So if you have a proper wet palette, you can use like a Tupperware container or whatever. You click it closed after. And I don't know, you throw it in the fridge or not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, right? It was just like store it with the water in it, right? And then it keeps your paints moist, and then you can then just crack off the lid, and you still have that perfectly mixed color you came up with to continue on a mini or continue with your armies or whatever you're painting, or you know, a fleet of zombies or bad guys or whatever that you're trying to paint all this a similar color on them. But then now I find even if you had like say 5 or 10 bad guys that are the same, it's kind of good if they're a little off color on each individual one. Kind of gives them their own like unique.
Yeah, then they're not
look.
all exactly
you don't
the
want
same.
All look cookie cutter, right?
Yeah, which some of those Street Masters might look a little cookie cutter, but yeah.
Sanjay is my problem, and I feel it's like my problem might be related to my caffeine problem of drinking coffee all the time. My hand's not steady either. That's what I found. I'd have so much trouble with the fine stuff. I just get sloppy and then I get frustrated and then I try to fix it and then I mess it up and then it's like I can't do this. But I know there's better positions to hold the mini and stuff, to like what Mel's doing. She's using her hand to hold the base and then got her other hand on the base in her hand. She's resting her forearms on the edge of the board game table right now. Oh yeah, my arms
are on the table here.
So she has like a very stable like foundation for her hands and arms and stuff right now.
And if I do something that's eyes or something that's very, very fine, you won't be able to see it on camera, but you'll see it. Like I literally will put it like to my chest, very close, and just kind of dab that way. And I find that I don't shake as much either. I don't think you have to necessarily have steady hands per se, unless you're doing a mini that has tons of fine detail.
So Stuart's got some words of encouragement. He says, "Hi everybody, Mel. I've been painting since 1987, and I'm still learning."
Oh, that's awesome. Yep, I think that is something that you will we will always just be learning because there's so much out there.
Travis says, "I like the very dark brown versus the black."
Yes, I agree.
I was also worried about losing the details with a pure black Balrog.
Yes. I think the black, I've painted things in all black before. And
you're using dark brown right now?
I mixed the dark stone. I can leave them out like this even.
No.
The dark stone with a black. But I find that the black, even though it's matte, it's kind of shiny. So it gives it more of a shiny even after a wash or, I don't know. Just has, but I think the brown will just look a little more. Yeah. But definitely I received a lot of tips and I've taken a lot of the tips that I received from the first stream, and one of them is using a bigger brush. I'm not using a big brush right now. I'm using the 003 only because I want to be a little bit more clean in here so that I can then get the red in there and the fiery look. But in all the other minis I've been painting with a 2 instead of the 003 or the 000. So that I think also helps to speed up
Oh, absolutely.
the paint. If I'm painting with a tip that is that small, it's going to take a lot longer, and it doesn't hold as much paint either.
Yeah, you need to use the different size brushes for different points of painting the mini. So like when you're in the fine detail part, crack it down to a small one. But if you're painting like the wings or capes or clothing, you can use different sizes for that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm still learning when is the best time to do that kind of stuff. Something else that I just forgot what I was going to say. No, that's okay.
Roy says, I feel painting is personal. Your impression will be different from other painters. It's what you feel and what makes you happy with the end product. Truth.
That is true. That is
Very
true. And I think that, and I don't know, I think someone said it in the last one, that I think you are your harshest critic. So I will look at this differently than Rob will look at it, or differently than people in the chat will look at it. Because sometimes I look at ones that I've painted and I'm like, it's okay. And then people are like, oh, that's really, really good. Okay. Maybe it is really good.
But I'll say it's really good because I know what it would look like if I did it. It would not be on that level. So definitely, like, it depends also someone's skill or what they're looking for, right? Like, painting a miniature is not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, it gets easier with time, but...
in practice, I think for sure. And trial and error, right? Take minis that maybe you're not as worried about and try something fun that you maybe saw someone do. That's what I'm trying to do as I watch videos. I think I can go to the bigger brush for this because we can be a little bit more messy here. And then I'm just going to leave some gaps where we can put the fire. And this is going to be my first time of trying to make fire, so this is going to be exciting.
One says, hi guys, a bit late to the stream, enjoying Mel's painting.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Welcome. I appreciate everybody's support and everybody that watches and comments and likes and chats with me. This is something that I was nervous to do, but I'm excited at the same time. So it's like, you know, when you put yourself out there.
Stuart's got a tip. When painting with black, add a little blue. Paint it in layers.
I saw that. Yeah, that's a great tip. I also saw to use like almost like a pastel blue as a highlight with black as well, or very, very dark colors, which is something I would have never thought of. So that's awesome. I think that's also what comes with practice and experimenting with different things.
Rory's got the day off today too. Nice.
Oh, nice.
It's a great bonus on my day off. Yeah, we scheduled this only on the weekend. We figured like we hit the goal and then we're like, let's schedule it for September. And Mel's like, there's only a few days left in September. I was like, ooh, maybe that's not because it's not enough notice, like, or anything, but then Mel's off today and she's like, yeah, I can do it Wednesday, sure. And I was like, okay, I'll schedule it. I'll schedule a couple days in advance. And
the other thing with this is that I guess we can thank Jim from the chat. Jim was the one that kept saying we should paint this one. So I took that and I thought, yeah, that's a great idea, but I didn't know how long that would take either. So doing this at 7 o'clock on a weeknight that I have to work in the morning, I think I'd be stressed. Where now we can just kind of relax and chill and paint. And
well, for those that are curious what mini this is, the game it's from is in the bottom right corner there. Lord of the Rings, Journeys of Middle-earth. For those curious, that's why I throw that there. But yes, it's a Balrog from Lord of the Rings, but specifically from Fantasy Flight Games, Lord of the Rings, Journeys of Middle-earth. and it's specifically in the Shadowed Paths expansion,
which we are currently playing through.
Yes.
So we were
which
excited.
Which is also linked in the video description to that playthrough playlist of us playing this game, which will eventually
have to fight this guy, right?
Hopefully we get to this guy
oh my God.
or see him. Maybe we don't. Maybe
Imagine...
branching paths, or maybe we fail and don't get that far. Who knows?
Imagine this will all be for naught. The whole time we'll be excited.
No, I'll take it and put it on a shelf. That's no issue there.
Oh, okay.
I love Lord of the Rings IP. You paint any Lord of the Rings minis, I'll display them wherever. That's awesome.
That just gave me a thought, actually, too. Is no, not in a bad way. Is that if this is going to be something that's monthly, maybe we can even do, if I think of what I want to paint, I can do polls and say, what would you want me to paint on the next stream?
Yeah, true. Before we were going to drive it with just like, okay, what games arrived or that we've got or we're going to bring to the channel and play. So it's usually going to be something we're painting that is going to eventually show up on the channel in a live playthrough.
Yeah, unless I'm not in the middle of something. But I think that would be weird that I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we can do choices of like, all right, which one do you want to see on stream out of the 4 characters from such and such game we're about to play?
Yeah.
Which one do you want Mel to paint live versus the other one she'll just paint on her own or whatever? Hold on, you keep painting. Don't even look up.
I'm not even looking.
Don't even look up.
I'm not even looking.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing before I read it.
No, it's okay.
Kate says, "Don't worry, Rob and Mel. You're playing Gandalf's Angels. You won't stay dead."
That is true.
I get it.
That is true.
We're angels. So yeah, we named our party Gandalf's Angels because we're playing 3 female characters in that game. That's the inside joke there.
Well, the chat named it, actually.
Yes, that's true. I mean, and everyone that was there.
Oh, yeah.
We all chose. Well, that was a funny one. I liked it a lot too.
That was awesome.
Dragons vote for what Mel is to paint next.
Yep.
My upstairs hallway and bathroom.
That is awesome.
We're live on location here.
Yeah, we're at Dragon's house.
Mel's got a new size of paintbrush. It's called a paint roller.
Yeah.
A new accessory called painter's tape we're going to be using today.
It'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious if we did that on ours. Mel's paint minis with Mel, but today we're going to paint the bathroom.
So Alan's saying this expansion's hard to find. Yeah,
here's
FFG's like been like this for the last 8 years I've known them. Any kind of expansion for a game, and they've addressed this. Like I've seen their executives on live streams before try to explain this, and it makes sense. And I've seen other game publishers have this issue and problem. So when they print a base game, they know a lot of people are going to get that base game, or maybe not a lot. Let's say they'll sell mostly that base game. Some people will buy it. Some people will also play it, but that's not the same number of people who bought it. Some people then who've played it, some people like it, some people don't like it, some people love it. Those are all different amount of people from the group that have actually played it. There's also those people who have played it, like it, and aren't people who bought it. So there's this whole disconnect of all different varying numbers on the sales charts and the player base of a game don't link one for one. And then there's even more of a niche of that out of all those people who is going to buy an expansion, right?
Yeah.
And then who plays that expansion? Then you have that same spiderweb problem of like people played expansion or bought it, didn't even get to it, bought it and love it, bought it and like it, bought it and didn't play it, or other people played it and whatever, don't own it, they just played it with a friend or whatever. And then there's people of like the second expansion comes out. Now there's even more of a fraction of people. So when you print a game, so all they have to know by is how much Lord of the Rings, Journeys to Middle Earth base set have we sold? Okay. Then they came out with that stupid little expansion. How much did that sell? Probably not a lot. And they probably didn't print a lot of that one on purpose. Then they'd use that data, add it all together. And if FFG's sold enough base products and came out with enough expansions, they probably have like a formula that they just know, especially even based on the IP of Lord of the Rings. They have like Lord of the Rings living card game. They've done other Lord of the Rings board games, expansions, and whatever. And they just look at it, and I'm sure they look and go, how much Lord of the Rings have we sold? They probably look at how many people are still chatting about it online and buying expansions for it and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're printing an expansion, they have to go based on all their previous data. So they don't overprint. Nintendo is another company that does this too. They print a certain amount and it's not more than enough. Because what happens is now demand goes up. So if supply is higher than demand, people don't want it as much because they can get it anywhere. And then stores have it sitting on shelves for a long time. Then they mark it down and then sell it for a lower cost. Everyone makes less profit. But if you print as much as you need or less, all of it's going to sell at full price. People are then going to want it and they're going to start demanding more of it. And then maybe when you print the next one, the hype is there, more people want it and they get it. Otherwise, they just don't buy it and they move on and buy something else. So it's like, I don't know, there's this whole thing, and I'm not a pro at any of this stuff, but it's just my assumption. You're never going to print as many expansions as a base game. And sometimes, in this case, Shadow Paths came out, and if they're comparing that data to the last expansion, that tiny little crappy box,
yeah,
not a lot of people bought that little box, I bet. And they went, oh, well, if they weren't buying that expansion, they're not going to buy it. Not that many people will buy the next one. But they were wrong. I think a lot of people were like, we were waiting for that big box. We want Gandalf. We want a Balrog. We want some more enemies. You know, we want to play it with more tiles and that kind of stuff. So I think everyone was holding out, waiting for a big box expansion, and it kind of just took too long. And maybe they didn't print as many, thinking like, maybe that many people aren't really playing that game anymore, too. It took a long time. So that's what happens with FFG. They do one print run, and then they leave it. And they're the worst. They won't start another print run sometimes until the other one is completely dried up. And then it's too late because it takes like 2 to 3 months probably to like order another print run, have it packaged in China, put it on ships, ship it over, send it to distribution hubs, package it out, get it to retailers, get it to ship to you, and all that kind of stuff. So what happens is like an expansion hits, everyone buys it up, and I don't think they take pre-order data into account. I think that's an issue.
Oh, they
too.
don't?
I don't think so. I feel like in the board game world, there's a huge disconnect with the pre-order system. Where people pre-order and maybe like your little local retailer pre-orders great. They tell the distributor, but that distributor for Canada, for example, maybe doesn't relay that information live back to headquarters in the U.S. and then they don't adjust printings and all that stuff or start ordering next print runs based on that or anything. I think what happens is they wait for it to hit and they're very reactionary. So based on that first wave selling out, then all the retailers place orders with the distributors. Then the distributors go, whoa, we're getting too many orders. Then they send an email off to Fantasy Flight Games and goes, oh, you guys are selling out of it? Oh, okay, no problem. All right, let's start the process of ordering another print run. And it's already too late. It's like 3 months later, you're going to see that, right? So it's like, I think it's just too slow of a process. So Shadow Paths just came out a couple months ago. I think the next wave of printing will show up probably late October, early November, I would assume. Assuming when it came out within a month, everything was kind of selling out, became hard to find. Then FFG pushed the big red button that prints another wave. And then this expansion will then come flowing in probably, a couple months after that. And with COVID right now, that throws a whole other wrench into things with shipping and orders closed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what happens with FFG, I find. It's just they're slow to push the order button. They're just slow to hit that big red button when it's like, I think they have they wait, some company or some store orders 10 copies pre-order. The distributor doesn't really use that data properly. They send the store 5 copies of something. The store goes, what the hell? I need more. Then the distributor goes, we didn't get more. And then the distributor sells out super fast. And then they go, hold on, we'll contact FFG for more, or Asmodee or whatever. Then Asmodee gets an email and they're like, okay, one distributor has asked for more. We'll wait a little bit. Oh, another distributor has asked for more. Oh, we'll wait a little bit. Oh, another distributor wants more. Okay, that's enough to do a proper print run, big enough to knock it to make enough profit on the print run. And then they kind of press the big red button. I think that's what's happening. If I were to guess, it's just like a huge disconnect in the board game industry with pre-orders at your local game store to order numbers to reaching the distributor and all the different distributors all around the world reaching whoever okays that print run, and then the big delay from when a print run gets ordered. So it's just a slow thing, I think. And I have a feeling board games, since they're assembled in multiple different parts that are usually produced in different factories and different locations, it's not the same as like when a video game sells out. To just print another, cartridge in a box. Yeah, those come from separate places usually, but I think that's a lot easier to get like a bunch of games reprinted. Now with digital distribution, you don't have to worry about that, but yeah, that's my ramble. Are you done yet?
No, that's
okay.
good. Keep
I
going.
thought I talked forever and you'd be done by now. All right. So let's see here.
But this is the place you can
so
ramble.
Cabra, another pro tip. This is an easy technique. I never thought of this one either. Dip the mini in paint, hang upside down to drip dry.
Oh.
Done.
Yes, done.
Done.
Let's try that.
That'll be a short stream.
Where can I get a bucket?
Yeah. Just need a little mug.
Oh, yeah.
A mug full of paint.
I don't know if this will fit in a mug. Oh, maybe like,
okay,
yeah.
we need something bigger
Maybe I need
for
something
that.
bigger for this
and
one.
then you got to pour like a whole ton of paint in there. These little mini bottles aren't going to work. So we need like a giant bucket of paint. Yeah. And then maybe just dip it in the bucket.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do the whole stream of just watching it dry.
Oh, watching paint
that
dry.
Would make sense. Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
We should do the whole thing.
Watching paint dry with Mel. Mel and Rob.
Oh, Travis says.
No, it's all good.
Well, this is to me, I think. Thanks. I have a pre-order here at my local game store, but nothing yet. But I see it on Amazon, Germany, France, not UK.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, because see, stock levels, like, it's sold out in one language, or maybe the other language, it prints it out later, or, like, in the other place, they just stock more of it. But I'm assuming UK, Travis, you want the copy in English, right? And we know, like, Asmodee or FFG will print it in German, French, Spanish, all these other languages, I'm assuming. So you'll see it on, and I know this. I remember we would be looking for a copy of a game or expansion, and I couldn't find it locally. I couldn't find it online anywhere. I even couldn't find it shipping from the US. Then we would drive to Quebec, and I'd be in Montreal at a tournament for like Game of Thrones, a card game or something. I'd be there for a tournament, and I'm in a French board game store, mainly French. They would have English products too. But if you go into the French board game section, you could find any Holy Grail board game that you'd want, or any expansion that's been out of print or something you'd find. They would have it there in French, because the store would order like a couple copies of everything. So they would order like chapter packs, expansion packs, all these kind of things for different games. And I'd go there and be like, man, there's the pack I haven't been able to find. It's been out of print for 6 months. And they would have it there in French. But again, I don't read French, so I can't. But I think just different languages, sometimes you can find things easier in another language, because maybe it wasn't as popular in that place. But, you know, the other language version might be sold out faster because they didn't print as many.
That's also unfortunate, though.
I know, it's stupid. It's annoying. But, like, it's all predictions, right? No one can predict the future. That's like the free market works, right? It's like people just supply and demand. Like, I think this is how many copies might sell, and a lot of times they're wrong. That they made too many or they made too little. You make too many, you lose a ton of money. You make too many, you lose a lot of money because they sit there on shelves. You make too few, you lose money because people wanted to throw their money at you and you didn't have enough copies.
But do you think they do that as well to create hype?
Yeah, because that's why you don't want to overprint something. Because at least when you underprint something, you have that extra free marketing of people wanting it and can't finding it and start complaining. Then other people see that and go, oh, people must want this. It must be hard to get. I'm going to try to get it.
Yeah, because then they announce a print run and then everyone's like, I need to get it because it might be
pre-order.
hard.
Go.
Yeah, it might be hard to get it later.
Kate says, yeah, FFG and expansions is weird. My friendly local game store for some reason received 8 copies of the AGOT Lions Castle Rock Deluxe last year. What?
Whoa, last year?
I might just buy silver extras at some point.
If they're still on the shelf?
Yeah, well, yeah, because nobody's really buying up that game anymore except for somebody who comes in and is like, I want it all. But usually you can now just go get somebody's old collection they're just dumping, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they missed the window. They're too late. Or they just accidentally ordered the wrong expansions. That's the other thing.
That's funny.
Alex says, what are your feelings about the base game for a Tolkien fan? Like Lord of the Rings, Journeys to Middle-earth base game? If you like board games at all, it's not and you don't mind playing with a tablet or a computer near you, a screen you can load the app on. The app, it needs an app to play. So you need to you can get the app for free on iOS or on Android or on Steam on PC. So you can pull up a laptop beside you. You can put it on your big TV or whatever if you have the Android app hooked up to an Android box, or like your PC hooked into your TV or whatever. But you just got to play with an app. And the app will help walk you through some of the stuff. It will reveal the tiles to you and hide story. Will help you make decisions. You play through chapters. It's really neat. It's like a really unique kind of thing, and I really like it.
I love it.
And it is their own like kind of story and stuff too. So you're not just playing through like I'm playing through Lord of the Rings, the first movie right now. It's actually FFG comes up with their own like stories and even their own characters that are approved officially from whatever the Tolkien estate or whoever approves stuff being created for the universe. So FFG is pretty serious about Lord of the Rings IP. They've been pretty good at like, you know, coming up with stories in the world and stuff and doing their own thing. Kind of be fresh and interesting rather than just carbon copy, you know, here's a board game where you play the story of Lord of the Rings. It's like they like to go, okay, here's a bunch of the characters you know. Here's some new characters. Here's some different hobbits and dwarfs you maybe heard of in the background of the book. They're going to be in the world doing something cool over here.
Which is cool.
So yeah, it's neat. Yogi Bear says, do you need to sleeve Journeys to Middle-earth? I would recommend sleeving the cards that are in your deck that you're constantly handling. You do not need to sleeve the weapons and things you're laying down and just staring at, or you don't need to sleeve the wounds and the fear deck and stuff. You don't need to sleeve the whole game. I just sleeve the cards we're handling, and yes, I would recommend doing that because I played with Legolas so much with the
Hunter?
Hunter, yes, with the Hunter aspect or whatever you call it in that game.
Class, I think?
Class, that you can see the edge of the cards wore out. So when I got the new Shadowed Paths expansion, pulled a bunch of cards out and put them beside my deck I'd already been playing with through 2 whole playthrough series on the channel, I looked and was like, oh crap, I can totally see the edges because they're black edges on the cards. So when you, on any kind of card game I've ever played that has black borders or dark color borders, eventually your hands and oils will wear off that ink and you'll start to see the white come through of the paper. And that's what happens with these cards if you play with them constantly. And you're constantly shuffling. You're like literally shuffling every turn.
Yep.
So like you may draw no cards off your deck. You're supposed to still shuffle it at the end of your turn, reset your deck. If you draw like 2 cards in a turn or 20 cards in a turn, you're going to shuffle. Sometimes you shuffle multiple times in a single turn if you rip through your deck and do enough things. So yeah, it's FFG yellows, or now, sorry, Game-genic yellows is what they're selling now. But yeah, they're mini American size sleeves, I believe is what they're generally called from any other card company or sleeve company. Yeah, I recommend sleeving the ones that you're putting together in your deck. So sleeve like a couple weakness cards, and then sleeve your roll or race or what? No, roll, character, but then there's a whole extra bunch of cards that you might get in your deck as you play through like titles and stuff as you play through the game or as you level up your roll or whatever. So I sleeve those in advance because we're playing on live stream, but you could just keep some sleeves beside you and sleeve as you add cards to your deck. You're only going to add like a handful as you play through, maybe like 10 tops you might put in your deck, but you're usually going to take other cards out. So you can de-sleeve and sleeve as you want. So I would say if you're playing just 2 characters, you could probably get away with like 50 sleeves, maybe, for those 2 decks you're playing with if you de-sleeve and stuff. But you probably want more than that, but at minimum. Because I think you have around like 16 cards in your deck to start. But as you go, you might add a couple cards, and the trinkets you add, you keep those face down. You don't need to sleeve those. But that's what I'd recommend. Let's see here. Rhina, where do you get most of your storage boxes from for games and paints? Keep painting.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you want this to slide up or?
So I linked below the tray Mel has her mini paints in there. It's down below in like an Amazon affiliate link. But I for boxes, the only boxes I buy are for like card games, like LCGs and stuff. I just buy those like I go to sports card stores or collectible stores, and I buy those big like white boxes that have like the rows in them. That's what I just buy, and I store it in that, and then put it on a shelf in like a closet kind of thing. I don't need a fancy stuff to store a bunch of cards in. I don't mind pulling that out. And when they wear out, it's like I go spend $3 more and get a new one. Yeah, I just go buy those. They're super cheap. Throw the cards in there. I make some dividers. I just cut some index cards, make some dividers for the cards. Because like I don't care what that looks like. I just need it to be functional.
We do use like Plano boxes and stuff for some things.
Plano boxes for bits and stuff. I'll buy Plano boxes. I'll go to the dollar store. I'll go to the jewelry section at Michael's or a hobby store. And you can find like little containers that people use to sort beads or sort jewelry, who make jewelry and stuff. I'll buy some of that stuff and then, try to see if I can get all the tokens from a game in there, snap it closed, throw it in the box, boom, nice and organized. I don't need to spend a ton of money on an insert or anything, but
But baggies are your friend.
Baggies, yeah, I don't go real crazy. I do use some E-Raptor inserts. We were sent those or whatever, and I do like it. It's definitely the nice life to live, but it's like most of the time, to be honest, I want to spend more money on the board games themselves rather than accessories for them. So I kind of draw a line when it starts costing a certain amount. And if I'm buying an insert for a game, it definitely would have to be a game I'm going to play a ton of for like the next few years. So I don't think I'd buy an insert for a game. I'm like, I think I'll play it like once a year. I don't think so, but
yeah,
that's just me. That's just the way I am. Yeah.
And keep the eyes white. Oh, I think I did okay. Make them kind of fiery.
Travis says, I'm actually watching Rob's streams The Shadow Paths before buying it. I love the base game. Didn't think the scenarios were as diverse as Arkham Horror LCG. So far, it seems the same. Like the current playing through, it seems on par with the other 2 campaigns we played through.
Yep.
But we're only 2 episodes in, like 2 scenarios in. But they did add a new feature to the new ones where you can make choices throughout the campaign of which scenario you want to play next, which is kind of neat. I don't think they had that before. I think before you'd maybe based on performance or decision in an actual scenario, the game would throw you a certain way. But in this, right after playing the first one, it was like, all right, you have 3 paths to choose. Which one do you want to do, and in which order it might matter, it might change, but you could go here to do this, you could go there to do this, or go here to do this. What do you want to do? And we let the chat decide, but it was cool to see that as an option. So but I can't comment so far. It just seems similar to what we've played already, I would say. There isn't that much crazy different stuff going on. But it is nice to have some different tiles and stuff that are some different location types and things that they've been mixing in, which I think is pretty cool.
What we got so far.
Yeah, Brian says, oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. What was Brian saying?
Brian was saying some of the Gloomhaven inserts cost more than the game. Yeah.
Oh,
but Gloomhaven is different.
Yeah.
If I bought Gloomhaven right away, there was no real inserts for it that I could find when we got it. And I think there was one maybe, but it was like out of stock. So I just decided I'm gonna put together my own storage solution that I like found tips online of what to get. But we're in Canada, so some of those plano boxes and stuff, they didn't even have those models here. So I had to buy like different ones. I was like cutting the plastic and stuff with like a little saw, trying to make like the proper amount of inserts and stuff, making labels and things. So I spent like a couple of days making my storage solution for Gloomhaven to be functional, so we could set up a game between playthroughs really quickly and put a game away really quickly. And anyone could do it, not just myself, but Mel or Justin could help set it up real quick. I could just throw a container at them, they could find what they need.
Yeah, because I think I set up a lot of the Gloomhavens.
But now, if I were to start, if for Frosthaven, for example, I didn't get the insert that was added on the Kickstarter or anything, but I'm not, I might try to get an insert around when we get that. But if I can't get it like quickly and right away, and we just kind of find our own little solution as we play, I'm not going to buy it, because then every game you played is less we'll use it. And I know once we finish Frosthaven, it's not like we're going to go back and keep pulling it out and playing again and resetting it and stuff. So that insert's like a one-time buy, and then it's done. That insert has to have functionality to me of saving time for setup.
Is Frosthaven scouted to be the same amount of like play as Gloomhaven, or is it?
Yeah. Same kind of length. But that's what I mean. If we can insert right off the hop, that's at a reasonable price, I'll do that, and then we'll get it because it'll save us setting up and help keep it organized and that kind of thing. But But after creating the last one, like, I could easily go buy a couple Plano boxes
and do something similar,
and,
right?
Yeah, make some labels, find all the enemy names, kind of put them on the Plano box, so I literally know before I even open the Plano box which insert or which well that mini is in which box, like super quick. And then just use an accordion folder for the tiles and organize them by letter, put the labels in, and like, boom.
Yeah, that was very helpful.
Yogi Bear, we had that actually, of just having it set up in a room so we never had to put it away. That's kind of what we had, a side table where I literally had all the stuff spread out. But even so, the monsters and things, like, I don't want to just spread out a bunch of baggies. But we would just have our old plano boxes and all that stuff just there. So we could just grab it from one table, walk a couple feet, and set it up real quick. Because we would have Justin come over only like for like a day once every month or so at the time. So we used to have him come over to play 3-player, and he would jump in our campaign, and we'd be like, let's try to play a whole bunch today. And then he'd end up sleeping over and play the next day. But we wanted to have it so literally, like, as soon as one ended, one of us was like setting up the next one and putting the previous one away, then setting up the next scenario while someone was like grabbing food and, you know, getting ready, and we could get right back to playing and keep going. And we got it down to being pretty fast. Like, I think to put away a scenario Gloomhaven and set the next one up was like 10 minutes probably when we...
Yeah.
Would you say, like, when we like really were into it, and just based on the organization, how everything was organized, it was literally like 3 plano boxes. Okay, this one has enemies, this one has enemies, this one has the terrain little what the hell? All that, just like stuff that just goes on the board, little, like the chests and the traps and the bushes and whatever, the tables, terrain. The bookshelves.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call that, but yeah, all that stuff's in a specific box and all organized. So you literally open up the box, and on the lid you could see, oh, in this well, I'm looking for the traps. They're all in here. Dollar store boxes are amazing.
Dollar store boxes? Like dollar store, like plano boxes, kind of? Like the...
Yeah, they have some now that are like little jewelry. They're like in the craft section that are smaller. They're just like not really adjustable, some of them. I used to buy the ones that would hold nails and stuff. I'd go to the dollar store in the tools section.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you can find ones for storing tools. They have some of that stuff there. Some of them are just too big, I find, to fit in the box with the game. But if you don't care about putting stuff back in the box, you just need a way to organize things. Those are great. But I also like those DVG trays or whatever they were. Those trays from GMT that we use for sword and sorcery and and stuff. Those are super nice.
Yeah, I like those.
They may not fit back in the box always, but man, they organize it well. Simple. The lid goes on tight. I think they're here. No, goodbye. No worries, Brian. No worries. Gotta get back to work, he says.
Oh, thank you. Enjoy your day.
So, Sakabra, what dollar store boxes are you speaking of? I want details. A, which dollar store? Give me the name of the chain's name. Not the location, just the chain's name. Is it like Dollar Store, Dollarama, Joe Bob's $1.99 dollar shop, whatever?
Joe Bob's dollar.
There's all these random ones like that. People, the 99-cent store where now everything is 99 cents. Like, why call it that? Yes, so Sam knows. Sam's here. He noticed that Joann's or Michael's, they abbreviate board game storage as bead. Yeah, it's weird how they do that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, this is just for storing beads and stuff, like I was saying before. The jewelry and beads thing. Yeah. You go in there, you find like all these storage containers for sorting jewelry and beads and stuff.
I get it.
And yeah, you can find like so many different sizes. I love going to Michael's. They have like a whole shelf on the one near us, and it's like I just go there all the time to see like what's in stock and what they have. It's like, that one worked for this board game. Sometimes you can find them in packs, so you get multiples of the same size and stuff. But yeah, check out the jewelry area in your local craft store. You'll find lots of cool boxes in there. Or fishing, go to a fishing store and look in the tackle box section.
Yeah, we've done that.
That's where the plano boxes, we originally found what plano boxes were from. I was reading. You keep painting. You're good.
Yeah, no.
But, you know.
Sorry, I can't really like describe what I'm doing because I'm not really doing anything different yet.
I'm continuing to slab paint
on
a miniature.
Exactly.
I'm painting the wing, just slapping paint all over it.
Exactly. This is the stuff that those people that do voiceovers after just kind of breeze right by.
Yeah, that's the thing about doing it live is like painting and talking is hard. That's why I'm here trying to read chat and stuff. But I even notice when I'm reading to you, stop and start reading.
Only when you start laughing. I don't know.
I know. I try not to.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna get better to not.
That's why I keep reminding you, like, head down, paint. Mel's trying to focus on the painting, and then I just read and chat with her. We figure that's better than her just stopping and reading and chatting with you guys because she won't get the painting done. It'd be cool to like live, but people who record these videos, they can paint for like hours, record it, then edit it down to just what they want, and then they just voice it over after. so they don't ever have to talk while they're painting and be distracted. They can really focus. But yeah, and then
which I don't know if that kind of style would be okay. Like, I mean,
I don't know.
I find that this is fun, but I mean, I don't know if it's
chat. It's just like casual chatting. You can paint while we chat, kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's almost
right?
it's almost like a second Q&A.
Yeah. All good. But we talk about painting and miniatures and the game we're painting and stuff. It makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I wish that I painted minis with removable parts, so I could like remove an arm, paint something, and then put it back in. I think that's what like Kingdom Death Monster is, right?
So Zacabra's mentioning folded space inserts for Gloomhaven are good. Those ones I think are the ones I've seen those before, but you have to glue those together, right? Like you have to like assemble them all. Like you have to glue all the foam together. They don't come assembled or snapped together, right? Sam, thank you for subscribing.
Thank you. Welcome. Sticky issue here. Oh, Warhammer 9th edition. Okay. Those are the ones that you can remove and...
Yeah, Warhammer's like when they come in the sprues and you gotta snip them like that Space Hulk game we got.
I mean, they would just be easier for painting. Sometimes it's hard to get in areas.
Rob, you are the voiceover.
He is. Oh, we're gonna get commentary?
So here I am painting the wing with some black with a little bit of brown.
No, brown with a little bit of black.
So brown with a little bit of black.
Using a number 2 brush.
Using a number 2 brush. Or I do like a sports commentary, like.
Yeah, you gotta be excited.
Here, Mel's working on the wing now, and she's trying to think ahead what she's gonna do for the horns, and hopefully, eventually, we'll work our way to the sword. We'll have lots of flame and fire. What color will she start off with when she reaches the sword?
Stay tuned.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Oh my god.
Oh, you do need to glue full space inserts. I thought so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
are they heavy though? Like they're foam,
they're just
right?
Foam, yeah. So it's like they're light and they look like they're functional. They're just like, you know. But then I see the pictures on the board game stores websites and stuff, and I'm like, those just clip together? I don't know, but I figured you have to glue them. And do they come with glue or like a little pack of glue or something, or do you have to buy your own glue? And then what type of glue do you glue them with? Because that's what I might do. I might get one of those for Frosthaven just to try a different manufacturer's inserts out. And I like the idea that they're light. Like that was the downside with E-Raptor I found was like it does add some weight to the boxes with most of them because they're made with like the heavy wood. But then some of the stuff I've gotten from E-Raptor is made with like that light, super thin wood. So it's like depends which one you get kind of thing, whether it's the heavy stuff or the light stuff.
Mm. Depends on the game or depends?
Oh, you just use wood glue. Oh, okay. I was saying depends on your local dollar store. Some don't have good ones. Oh, for the containers?
Do you know which chain has the good ones?
Yeah, because sometimes I go to like our Dollarama is the chain that we go to sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like, depending on, there's a couple that we live kind of near, or there's more than that. They're all over the place around here, but we go to a couple of them, and like some will have some good ones in the craft section. You go to the other one, they don't have any of those, and it's like, what? Shouldn't you have similar? But then I don't know. I think just board gamers live near one store and don't live near the other. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just joking, but paper glue or wood glue. Okay. Full of space is very light, says Alan. Excellent. I thought so. I figured because it's foam, right? It just makes sense.
I'm not sure if I should do these in the fire as well. I'm not sure yet.
And it says, you should announce as though it's a horse race. Wait, no, just the thought of that gave me anxiety. Or like a auction.
Oh my god.
Super fast, you know?
Yeah.
No.
That's why Rob's here, though.
I think I was saying bigger brush.
Oh.
I don't know if he's...
Yeah, because I'm doing the wings now.
Oh, maybe. I think you're fine doing what you're doing, but...
Oh, I got that in there. This
Are you
is,
almost
I think...
done anyway?
Well, I just have like one more to do.
Oh, I see.
Like one more wing to do,
yeah,
but... Ooh.
Careful. Oh my god, you got paint on you.
I know, this time I do.
That's it, stream's over. Mel's
no,
gotta clean up.
they were saying that last time that I didn't have enough paint on my hands.
Well, she just got it, and it was by accident. She dropped it.
That's okay.
We'll start next time with a paint on the hands counter on the top. Like how many times will you accidentally get paint on yourself?
I usually don't get much paint on my hands.
So Sylvain says, I buy it all at Dollarama. I made a nice foam core insert for Reich Busters for like $8. You get foam core there too?
Oh. Oh, and then you just cut it?
I didn't know they had that. Is that near like the poster board stuff? Man, I want to go to Dollarama. I want to look around. Yeah? Okay.
Okay, we should go check, because I mean, sometimes you could look in these places and it's not what it's used for, but
you don't think to go in that aisle or look in that section.
Yeah.
I learned to look in the craft section now since we got into board gaming. I always go browse through there to see if they have anything new, like some kind of storage solution thing or, you know, some kind of accessory that might help in a game. I'm always looking now with that kind of eye.
Yeah.
Okay, Cabra, I got it. PVA glue is fine for folded space inserts. Okay, it's just any glue. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we got a bunch of different glues and stuff that works. I don't know if you need to go as crazy using like Gorilla Glue or some kind of crazy glue for those inserts. That could get it pricey, but.
Why do you have to glue a lot of it?
Yeah, Sacabra's Canadian Tire. That's where we got some of our Plano boxes and stuff that I used to store Gloomhaven in. Yeah, that's the other place. So Canadian Tire is just like kind of like a Home Depot or a Lowe's kind of.
Or like a home hardware.
Canadian version of kind of that. Like, where it's just like, you know, fishing section. You can go check out that, or you can, you know.
You can get an oil change.
Go have an oil change. You're not going to find a board game insert stuff in an oil change area.
No, I know, but
you can get an oil change, yes, while you look for
to
board
explain,
game inserts.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like a little, I don't know. It's like a mix with a Home Depot and like a Walmart. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Off there.
No, any cheap, dodgy craft glue is cool. Hi, I'm here to buy some glue. Do you have any of the cheap, dodgy craft glue? I'm looking for that specifically. Okay. Chris says, I use 3mm white foam core for most of my custom built inserts. I use tacky glue. I know what that, I've seen that.
Yep.
Tacky glue, PVA glue. Purchased both from Amazon UK. Okay,
oh, okay. I guess you can buy a lot of this stuff on Amazon too.
Dragon super glues everything. Rob is a text to speech, yeah. But selective. I'm trying to read through and then I'm slow, so then it's like, do I even mention that in comment? Because it's like, now it's not related to what we're talking about. I'm sorry. Try to be selective too.
Oh, so you're purposely not reading his text or his messages?
No, I read them. I laugh at them. I even respond to them vocally, but like trying to read through which ones to like bring up on screen and stuff, I'm like, yeah. And Yogi Bear says, don't read this out. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I did that. Oh, man.
Oh, it wasn't following instructions.
Damn it. He made it through the filter. How'd you do that?
That's hilarious.
Sad face.
Oh,
fail.
shoot. Not paying attention.
So Kanjay was talking earlier about a guy on Etsy from the Ukraine whose storage solutions are gorgeous and half the price of Broken Token, but you basically pay the same as Broken Token due to shipping. That's the problem with Etsy, I find. I find cool stuff on there and you figure like, oh, this is just some person making this on their own. They probably found a cheap way to do it. And you want to support a single person versus a large company. And you go to Etsy and then you click checkout and then you pick shipping options. You're like, holy crap, it's more, shipping's more than the thing I'm trying to buy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just close it and then go to like Amazon or whatever, or like, you know, major chain store that offers free shipping on something, or a board game store or whatever. And the person he's talking about is Tower Rex, for those who are curious. What Conjay was saying earlier.
Cool.
There might be some people who shipping isn't bad for them, but
yeah, based on where you live.
I mean, if you're in North America shipping from Ukraine, it's like expected to be a little extra, of course. If you're reading this, then humanity is doomed. Oh, no.
Well, we didn't need to read it for that. We already knew.
Yeah, we already knew that. That's the thing.
Yep.
We see what's happening in the world. Yep, we're all doomed.
Yeah, we are aware.
We can fix it, but I don't have trust in those who have power to fix anything. To properly fix things.
Yeah, we can't. But
everything's driven by money, so you know, is it profitable to someone to fix things? That's the question you got to ask. Otherwise, we're just doomed. Oh, so I don't know to bring up politics at all, and I'm sure a lot of you watch though the presidential debate. I'm assuming this was Sam's relating to.
Yep.
I'm just glad to be watching that from Canada, even though it does affect Canadians. Like these politicians in the U.S. definitely can affect Canada's relations, and since we're neighbors, can affect, you know, the economy and importing and exporting and all that kind of stuff, and mess with each other for sure. But
yeah, that was crazy.
It was definitely entertainment. It was frustrating.
Yeah, it was hard to watch.
Circus is exactly how I describe it.
Yeah.
I was just watching like Donald Trump trying to like be the little kid. Like he's like a 3-year-old child who, you know, you're trying to like have a conversation with a friend. You're an adult, you're a parent, and you're having a conversation with your friend. You know, there's like the little kid who wants attention, and they're like constantly yelling over you, like, "Mommy, mommy, look! Mommy, mommy, look! Mommy, mommy, look!" You know, and you're like, "Honey, shh! I'm trying to have a conversation." That's what was like happening the whole time. That's why I felt Donald Trump was a little child going, "No, no, 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 no! Look at me! Look at me! Distraction! Smoke and mirrors! Look at me! Blah 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 blah! I'll talk louder! I'll talk louder!" It was kind of sad.
Yeah, it was very sad.
Yeah. But that was his strategy. That's his strategy, period, right?
I think that was his strategy.
It's just like distract, deflect, like.
He was trying to throw him off.
Let me say crazy things to make you just think about how crazy those things are, and you totally forget what question was asked. Any talk about my taxes,
what you were talking about,
or any of that stuff. Distraction.
Yeah. Yep. Sad.
Yes, humanity is doomed. See Aftermath. Yeah. That's a game we're playing through for those who don't know. Aftermath by Plaid Hat Games, or I guess Z-Man Games now. Yeah, that's a cool story to it for sure.
It was a fun game.
I like that. I like that whole like setting. That setting was very cool. Rory says, "Not after watching the Murph and Durf debate last night. I'm moving to Canada. I'm loading the boat now."
Nice.
Come on over. Come on over.
I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong here, but I mean, it's not like that. It's not perfect here, but...
It's not perfect, of course.
Nowhere
Still
is.
the same, you know, it's democracy and money forces decisions. Companies have a little too much influence in how the government works and stuff, but
it's not the same clown show that's happening.
Yeah.
Right now.
We're a little more accepting here to
a little? We're like a lot more.
A lot more accepting here to people who maybe don't look like you, that I find is kind of an issue with what's driving a lot of the tension in the world, kind of.
Sad. Very sad.
It's very sad. It's asking, did Mel get the Sky Tear figs painted? Mel, give us your status update on that. Where you at? How many you got left? How much percent do you think
I have them right here.
No, just tell us. Tell us what's going on.
I am about A little more than half.
And why? Why do you only have half them done, Mel?
Well, I only have half done because we interrupted Skyterror to paint Street Masters.
Yeah, so she started painting some Street Master minis to get me ready for a stream, and then started having fun just painting those and wanted to do the whole set. So original plan was paint all of Skyterror. Street Master showed up. Mel said, I want to paint these. They don't look as hard. So she started.
Yeah.
She painted the set that we streamed with on the first live stream playthrough of Street Masters. And then I was like, okay, cool, that's it. And then I was like, wait, I want to play more Street Masters. She's like, I like to paint these ones. I'll keep painting. So she just kept painting. And then I was like, did you keep painting Skyterror miniatures too? And she was kind of like, I kind of stopped.
Yeah, but
so she'll get back to those.
I'm gonna,
and we'll get that on the channel soon. But
yeah, I'm definitely gonna get back to those.
Yeah, there's lots of videos out there of Skyterror playthroughs and stuff. We want to get one or multiple out of our own. We figured we want to paint it first because a lot of the playthroughs we watch, they're not painted. So it's like Mel's like painting. She can use them to paint. So kind of like it might make the game look really good if they're all painted. So
yeah,
that's the plan with that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, so I think I've mainly done most of. We're gonna do some fire all down the back. I think I've done most of the brown. Maybe just a few spot touches. I'm just not sure. Maybe Robbie help me too.
What?
I'm not sure what to do with these horns if I do them.
Hold them up. What are you trying to show?
Sorry.
Just lift up higher to the ceiling and it'll get closer to the camera.
So the horns here, like I don't know if I should do them in like a fire or if I should do them in the same color as like the wing.
Well, let's
Sure.
Let's see what we get from the interwebs. If I can. So looking at those pictures you were showing before that, where you wanted to be inspired, it looks like they do kind of like they paint them with the same black color or whatever, but then they use some like kind of highlighting to get some yellows or whatever in there.
Okay.
Then there's also that other one. Where's that one?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So they are okay. So it's the same as the wing color, and then we'll do trying to do some highlighting and color stuff in there. Okay. Perfect. So then I just have to do those, and then we can start on some fire stuff. Oh, I'm missing a hand. Oh yeah, he did the same. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll kind of follow those. And I noticed that I forgot to do one hand, so we'll do that too. But yeah, sorry. Speaking of the Skyterror and Street Masters, I really like painting people. I don't know if it's just because it's easy.
So what you're saying is you have a thing against Balrogs? Is that what you're saying?
Nope, this is kind of fun so far. We'll see what it looks like when it's done.
Saying Balrogs aren't people too? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
is that what I'm getting here?
I'm meaning more so in the fantasy.
Let's have a debate right now. Let's do it. Crack it out. Let's get crazy. Circus time.
In like a fantasy characters versus like real life, and maybe that's because, as I said in the beginning,
the chat says you mean like actual full size people you like painting, like body painting.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I think you guys are funny. I think it's because, as I said in the beginning, I'm not creative, right? So I can look at a mini that's a person and be like, okay, I can put jeans on that person and a top. Okay, that's easy. But I look at something like this and I'm like, I don't know what it's supposed to look like.
That says, aren't those like fingers pointed at the sky? They're like, yeah.
Oh, is that what I was doing?
Little bones? No, the bones.
Oh,
on the guy at the top
yeah. Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
Paint them like bone color. What's recommended from Alan? Question mark. Bone color? A bone color?
You could do bone color.
I mean, that wouldn't look bad.
Or do I do like a lighter brown? Like I'm mixing it with like the dark stone with the black. Maybe I just do just the brown, not with the black mixed in. So it's a little bit of a lighter brown. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions.
I want to say, Rob, in your opinion, which is the best looking mini from your collection?
That I've painted, are you asking him?
Yeah, like that is painted, or just best looking like hunk of plastic, like best made miniature, or that I just think looks like a good mini produced by a company. Because we don't have a lot painted. Keep that in mind. Like Mel just started painting like a couple months ago, so
yeah, I've painted through almost 2 full games and then a few characters.
But if I was to think of a miniature that I think looks the coolest,
Answer both ways because I'm curious.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, something from Dark Souls, the board game, probably one of the boss miniatures. I think they aren't the best produced miniatures. They're not like very high detail. They're kind of like I don't know. They're not made very great. They're not the best quality plastic I've ever seen put together. But I think they just look cool. They're so big, you know, lots of teeth or fangs or that kind of stuff. They're just crazy. Giant wings. I'm not sure which one though out of those. It's been a while since I've like had them in front of me. But I do like the one. I hated putting it together. I think it was made like hunk of junk. But oh, what the heck is that boss's name? Gaping Dragon. The Gaping Dragon one. It does not fit back in any boxes because I like crazy glued the wings on because they kept falling off because they weren't made very well, the joints. But man, that thing, like, so huge, looks so awesome. Like, yeah, I like that one a lot. That's a cool looking miniature. But it's not really that mini, but it's pretty big. But I don't know. I think like, oh.
I'm trying to think of what.
All the little miniatures like in games, like I don't really take them and kind of like look at them and appreciate them just being plastic. Like they need a wash on them at least or some paint to kind of like really pop and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, that's a cool, oh wow, you can actually see a detail on that, a sword or, you know, a belt and some weapons and stuff that I didn't even notice there. But I don't know, not sure. I do like the miniatures wise. I like all the ones for Dark Souls, like all the boss miniatures in general. I just think those look cool. They did a pretty good job of like emulating them from the board game, but they're just not the best plastic quality miniatures that I've seen, but they did a decent job.
And what's the best looking one I painted that you think? Does that put you on the spot? You don't have to answer.
I'm trying to think. So, I mean, I loved all the ones we were playing with from Aftermath.
Yeah,
those were cool.
Those ones were those ones were my favorite. The character that you were playing with was that, and then the character from the Rust Lord, the tin guy. I really liked those ones.
But I haven't looked at any really the Skytear ones up close yet. Like until we play with them. I'm just thinking the Aftermath ones because I was actually handling them and seeing them. But and a lot of the Street Masters ones, I put the coat of varnish, the matte varnish on them, but I let them dry. I haven't picked them up yet to even like really look at them closely or anything to see like, you know, how cool the actual miniature and the paint job looks. So
yeah, and with the Street Masters, because I was doing them quicker, I didn't do any dry brush and I didn't do any detail on them. I just did a base coat paint and then the varnish. Oh, I did a wash on them actually. Yes, I did a wash.
Sam saying the big hammer boss is awesome. I think you're talking about Smaug and Ornstein, but it's Smaug I think is the big one, right? And Dragon Slayer Ornstein is like the smaller guy in there who like obviously kills dragons. And, but yeah, Smaug is like the big guy that smashes the hammer down. The big fat brass looking guy. That was a boss fight I spent many hours dying in the video game and playing over and over and over and over trying to figure that out. Man, that was tough playing by myself. But when you summon some help in from the interwebs, then it becomes a lot easier.
It's funny. I would also be curious, the people that are watching or watching later, like, do you have a favorite type of mini? So like for me, I said that I prefer to do, or I don't prefer, I don't mind, but I liked to do people.
Billy says, I love painting creatures and monsters.
Oh, there we go. That's what I was going to say. I would be curious to know what other people are. Yeah. But again, I think this is my first monster that I'm painting. So we'll see after I'm done this. Maybe I change my mind.
Yogi Bear's asking, Rob, did you get Etherfields or nope because of Kickstarter? I never heard about Etherfields till like we got Tainted Grail, and so I definitely missed out on Etherfields on Kickstarter. I didn't even know it was a game till like, you know, whenever that was, months and months ago. So I definitely missed the boat on that one. I did reach out to Awaken Realms asking about getting a review copy, but that was like many, many months ago, and it obviously manufacturing delays and stuff. Then COVID happened after that, so I need to reach back out to them and see if that's still possible. But no, we don't have it. I never ordered it. I don't know the deal with that, if there's ever going to be a retail product. Probably not, I assume. But I also now, since we don't have it, it looked interesting, but I want to wait to see what people think about it. So I don't have any fear of missing out. Like, oh, we missed it, darn. Like, if the game's really great, I'll know because people will play it, people will rate it, people will talk about it. We'll hear buzz. You guys will come in the chat asking about it. We'll have different people asking about it. We'll be talking in the Discord about it. It'll be a big deal. Then I'll really start caring, like, oh, I want to get this. But Etherfields right now to me is just another giant bunch of boxes full of, of a Kickstarter game, just a big Kickstarter game. And there's so many of those. It's like, yeah, it's just another one of those in my eyes. I don't know enough about it.
It's not campaign, is it?
I
forget. I think we looked at it a long time ago.
Videos and we're reading about it, but that was like, man, that was a while ago. And Kanji says, since you backed Oathsworn, yay! That Broodmother is going to be intense to paint and bring to the table. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
Some of the miniatures from Oathsworn, I think those will come in, and I will be thinking those are better than the Dark Souls miniatures. But in my collection, Dark Souls boss miniatures are like my favorite thing. But Oathsworn boss miniatures, based on what we've seen so far, yes, I don't have them in my hand, so I can't compare. But I have a feeling some of those will come in and definitely blow those out of the water. So we'll see, though. We will see.
Yeah, and I think there's quite a bit of minis in that. So,
yep. You'll have some to paint.
I'll have some to paint.
We'll definitely do one.
I was going to say that
sure.
We'll definitely, and then hopefully by then, because that's not coming until next year, right? If I remember correctly, I'll also have more practice, so that will be exciting.
Oh, Etherfields is a campaign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like you're playing like in a dream. You're in like in dreams and stuff. I remember that thing. And December delivery is what Kanji is saying. Kanji has it on the way, so.
Oh, nice.
Sure
okay.
He'll be playing through it. Yeah. We can watch it there too.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I just want to show that I think I've done all the outer brown. I might have to do another coat on the wings just so that they don't look so like see-through-y, you know? We might have to update that. Transparent, yeah. Thank you. So I think we'll start adding in some yellow and filling in where we're going to start trying to build up fire. And we'll see how it looks.
I'm surprised you didn't start with the fire stuff first.
No.
Then you can paint like the black over top of where it like spills out and stuff. But then again,
I can just fill in.
You want the fire and stuff to be spilling out, so if it goes over top of some of the black, that might actually look really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like if it overlaps, it's fine.
There's no tight ETA on Oathsworn. No, they did announce it. Okay. We did have some delay, obviously, when they opened the pledge manager in August that passed. I remember they were saying like, yes, we're gonna miss our window by a little bit because of COVID and all these kind of things, but slowing up people working on the game, I guess. But
so I think these are the colors that we might use to kind of make fire as best we can. I don't know.
I usually use like 2 sticks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I use 2 sticks. Blow on it a little bit.
I use 2 sticks to make fire, or sometimes a couple rocks. I kind of smash those together to make fire.
I have this dramatic yellow, but I think it might be too bright. I don't know.
Demonic yellow?
Oh,
did you say dramatic?
Did I say dramatic? Yeah, that's not what it says.
You're so dramatic.
Yeah, it is very dramatic yellow though. But I think it's too bright. I might want to try this moon dust first. We'll see if it's. And then I think we'll try that.
Sir Alan says, greetings again. Stopped in to say hi again. this real life work stuff really messing with my priorities. Can't wait to see the finished product, Mel. Happy painting.
Oh, thank you so much. I will definitely post a picture of the finished product.
Damn real life.
I know, right? Sorry, and I know we're doing it in the day, which may be good for some, may not be good for others. But I didn't know how long this thing was going to take us, or take me. Let's see what this color is going to look like.
We didn't make you do anything, Sakabra.
Oh, what did we make him do?
We made is in capital letters go in all in on Oathsworn.
Oh, did we make him do that?
I was just trying to get everyone excited that we backed Oathsworn and it was coming to the channel. So even if you didn't back it or play it or missed out on it, I was also trying to let people know it came to late pledges. I know a lot of people missed out on the Kickstarter and were telling us about that game, and I missed out on the Kickstarter. And then they reopened the pledge manager like a lot later out of nowhere, and I was like, I want to get that information out there because I know there's people saying I wanted to get it, I missed out, and Rob, you should get it, you missed out. False, you did, your fault. Yes, I got the information out there, so that was good, and that helped you know you can go look into it. But it will be coming to the channel, so we'll be playing the crap out of it. And if you're interested, and it's a really good game, if it is a really good game, you will definitely be able to get it again. They will do more Kickstarters. I'm sure they'll have an expansion in their pocket that they'll come out with, bring it back to Kickstarter for a second wave. Maybe it'll show up in retail. I don't know. I'm not following it close. I don't know more information beyond that because I like to back things and forget about them. I don't want to see your updates. I don't want to hear about delays. I don't want to know anything. Just get the damn game to me at some point and do a good job and play test it, please. And play test your rule book. That's all I ask.
Okay, so this is the start of the yellow. I think we're going to do that, and then we're going to start putting some orange and reds in there. I think I like it. So we used the moon dust. Start. I want it to be a little more watery so that it fills in cracks better.
So Yogi Bear's joke around. Rob, do I buy all of Journeys of Middle Earth? Okay. What I recommend with most games, especially with an FFG game that's at retail, you don't have to buy it all right now. You could buy it right up front, just the base game, try it out, see if you like it, and then go beyond there. The only other issue with that, though, is if you really know you're going to like it and you want it all anyway, you may have trouble tracking down expansions later, like we were speaking about earlier in the stream. So there's that argument of grabbing it all if you can get it all right now, just so you don't have to hunt it down later. But if it's that good, it will come out later. But yeah, you don't need the tiny box expansion unless you're like a completionist or you're painting. Some of those tiny boxes, they come with like boss miniatures for even some of the early scenarios. And it might be cooler to have like, you know, your wolf boss guy be an actual different miniature that looks different that you might want to paint and stuff. So, but for gameplay wise, you don't need those small boxes. They're coming out with another one of those soon. You don't need those. I wouldn't recommend wasting your money on them, but yeah. But it's up to you. It's totally up to you. Like, but I always recommend anything, even Kickstarters now. I still do it. I just buy the base stuff. Just give me the base game. It's all I'm realistically going to play through, and then get bored of it and go on to the next game, or only going to have time for so much of it, and then on to the next game. So, do I really need all the extra expansions and the, you know, the season 2 stuff that's on the season 1 Kickstarter? Those kind of tricks that they do, where it's like, when you're not, for some reason, comes out of the game and 12 expansions all at the same time. Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I always looked at it as like an expansion was a thing that came out later, that if you really love the game and wanted more, want to change it or improve it or whatever, the expansion was something you get to like refresh the game. But now buying like expansions up front seems kind of silly. Like, why isn't that all just in the base game? I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, especially if you don't even know if you're going to like it.
But then I understand is they would raise cost, and maybe some people just want the base game. So I'm one of those people that I'll just get the base game, and if some kind of expansion adds a lot of gameplay stuff on that's realistically I'll actually get to and play. But like I say, as I learn, and every Kickstarter we back, I kind of sit back and look at them and like, did we even open that expansion stuff? Did we even get to it? Why did I get that extra stretch goal box of stuff? We didn't even end up using any of that, or we used like a couple characters out of it. We never even got to the weird bosses and variants and stuff. Like, why did I get that, or why did I do that? And then now I see it at my local game store for less price with no shipping. Why did I get it then? I could have got it at retail and played it at the exact same time. And the worst is when Kickstarters show up and you don't even play them right away. You put them on a shelf and pull them out 6 months later after it's already come to retail and everything, and you get it at a better price without shipping and stuff. It's like, I feel kind of dumb backing some Kickstarters like afterwards. Like, I look back and I have lots of regret. But yeah. Yeah, the expansion Kickstarter FOMO stuff, man, if a game's that great, you'll be able to get it later. And if not, there'll be another game that's just as awesome. You can get that instead. I've learned that. Just, yeah. There is no game out there that is a must-have, fear of missing out, like, whatever. I was like that kind of with Space Hulk. I kept seeing all these reviews when I got into the hobby. Like, Space Hulk looked really awesome to me. And everyone kept saying, like, oh, it's so amazing, but you can't buy it anywhere except for, like, secondhand market. It's super marked up, crazy expensive. And I was like, yeah, man, I can't I can't spend like $600 on a board game. No board game is like worth that in my mind. And then I remember one time we were at a theme park and I got an email notification, was like, Rob, they're printing a 3rd edition of Space Hulk after so many years being out of print. And it's coming from Games Workshop and it's limited print run. You can pre-order it right now. And I was like, they're only doing so many. I was like on my phone. I'm in the US. I'm like traveling. I'm like, yep. Sorry guys, I have to take a few minutes to figure out how to get this pre-ordered. And I pre-ordered to get it at a normal price. Picked it up locally at a Games Workshop in Canada, and was super excited that I just waited. I waited, and eventually I got it. And then it came out in a 4th edition printing or whatever, and it's easier to find now. But you gotta watch out sometimes. And as you see, some of these companies, like HeroQuest is a big example. That's one that people always talk about from nostalgia, and you can't find it anymore and all that kind of thing. Now they're doing another print of it. If a game is that great, you'll have a chance to get it again. Or some company will like take what is great from that and put it into another board game and make it even better. So there's always something else you could be playing, and something else at your local game store, or something else on Amazon or whatever that you could buy right now that you don't need to go buy a Kickstarter from wherever on secondary market or whatever. That's just the way I look at it. I like to get the most game I can out of my dollars.
That makes sense.
That's just the way I look at it. I don't know. That's me though. Like Gloomhaven, actually, when we were interested in getting Gloomhaven, it came out on the first Kickstarter run. Same with Seventh Continent. We were like, oh man, people kept talking about how good it was. And I was like, oh man, I look online, it's like buying somebody's Seventh Continent with expansion, or with, the add-on expansions from the first print of that Kickstarter. I remember being like, wow, that's a pretty price to pay for a box of cards. And then within like 2 weeks, all of a sudden they announced like, we're doing a second Kickstarter run. You can get it with this other expansion and all this. I was like, oh, okay. So like Oathsworn, for example, if you missed Oathsworn, and if it's really that good, when Oathsworn is arriving at people's houses and reviewers are playing it and people actually really like it, I guarantee companies are smart now. They build off that free hype and that free marketing, and they'll have another reason to bring it back to Kickstarter. Or like for Chip Theory Games, they'll just do a different product, but you can go in that Kickstarter and just order other products on a Kickstarter. You don't even have to back that product. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So companies will just try to get into the Kickstarter, just to use it as a pre-order system, but they'll build off the hype of a previously delivering Kickstarter to get everyone all excited. Then they email all those people like, you just received your Kickstarter that we backed, that you backed last year? Well, we got another Kickstarter coming for the same one. And then people are like, hear how good the previous game is. They'll jump in on the new one. So there's always a chance, always a way to get it. That's just what I've learned and the way I look at it now. Yeah. I don't get super hyped. A lot of people are like, oh my god, this is on Kickstarter. And it's like, some I get super hyped for, but some I'm just like, oh, how do you know it's any good? Like, how do you know it's even going to deliver? How do you know you're not going to get a bunch of junk in the box that's not even play tested properly, or a crappy rule book, or, you know, you spend $300 on an all-in Kickstarter and you get it, and it's like, you play 5 hours of it and you're like, oh, that's not as cool as the other game I have, or the other game that just showed up, or the other game I just backed on Kickstarter. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Tough. The burn cycle pic they posted. Yeah, I know.
Oh, I didn't see the pic that they posted.
Yeah, they're like play testing.
Oh, I saw they're playing it, right? Yeah, I
like,
did see.
They're still messing around. They have like little meeples, a bunch of Too Many Bones dice and stuff they're using.
I did see that.
Still a prototype, and I love it.
I did see that.
So HeroQuest, I have some updated thoughts on HeroQuest. I calmed down. I have no nostalgia to HeroQuest.
Oh, that's okay.
I can always fix that after. Yeah. It might actually look good.
Yeah, I know.
But HeroQuest, Hasbro, there are some rights things where, like, I remember Restoration Games was supposed to be bringing back HeroQuest, and everyone got all excited. But then obviously Hasbro went, no, we have the rights to that in North America. We're gonna bring it back, and we're gonna do it like kind of like a Kickstarter. But they're just bringing back HeroQuest exactly as HeroQuest was, but with like obviously different miniatures, because I learned Games Workshop own the rights to those miniatures, so they're forced to use new miniatures. And the art, I think they have to use some of the new art, some different art, obviously to match the different miniatures, because they can't use that stuff that was property of Games Workshop, is my understanding. So that's why HeroQuest is going to change a little bit, but the gameplay is kept the same, which makes sense. It's kind of like the Space Hulk thing. I was looking at Space Hulk, I wanted it how it was. And a lot of people have nostalgia for Hero Quest and want Hero Quest the way it is. Yeah, it was a mass market game from the 80s, so it's going to feel dated for sure, I would assume. I've never played though. But when I was saying before I was not interested when I found out it was exactly the same as Hero Quest was, I was excited on the Hero Quest name because everyone said how cool it was. It was a game that got a lot of people into hobby back in the day. It's one of those games that a lot of people play the games nowadays because they played that when they were younger.
Mm.
And I understand that. I wish I did get to play that when I was younger, but I didn't. But now we've learned a lot in game design, and the industry's kind of evolved. And my tastes are definitely, I don't know how you'd say that, like more refined, or
Yeah,
I need more meat on the bone. So when I looked up, I'm like, oh, they're taking Hero Quest. Like, let's see. Oh, they're doing exactly the same. You need like a dungeon master, and it's like, super light and simplified rules and that kind of stuff. That's not really what I wanted. So I was just like, when I saw it, I was like, not for me. Not for me. Not interested. And a lot of people will say, it's stupid what they're doing. But people just need a Hero Quest. So I think what they're doing is fine. Yeah, my tastes have progressed. Yeah,
that's a good word.
That's what I would say. So going back to a game like Hero Quest for me right now would be like, this isn't really tickling my fancy here. This isn't really exciting me. But for those who want a copy to play with their kids or something, I think that's great. But
is it a family game?
It is it's a mass market game from the 80s. It's like on the level, I assume, of like getting, I don't know, Monopoly and that kind of stuff to play. It's like the rules aren't that advanced, and it's just a dice rolling dungeon crawler kind of thing. But yeah, just a single board, not building maps and stuff like that, I don't think. But yeah, I just like the way they're just reprinting Hero Quest. So for those who are interested, go get another copy of Hero Quest that's updated, not using the Games Workshop licensing and stuff. It's cool that came back. So those who are like, man, I need a Hero Quest, I'm gonna buy it at $300 on eBay, some guy's sealed copy or whatever. Now people don't have to do that. So you can just get a fresh new copy, which is cool. So like I said, if a game's that great and people want it, it'll find a way to come back. Usually. And unless like IP is tied to it, holding it back. That's the only thing. You see that in the video game world too. Yeah, it's a 30-year-old game. If you like 30-year-old games, fine. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
But not something I'm excited about. So Risk Star Wars is out of the question. Risk Star Wars looked interesting.
That's a real?
Yeah, it came out a few years ago. It was one would be limited. And people were all kind of excited because the whole thing with the Queen's Gambit game that came out in the early 2000s, that was supposedly a pretty decent mass market game with Star Wars license on it, but it obviously was only made to like as a toy tie-in to the movies at the time. And once the movie comes to theaters, hits DVD or VHS or whatever, and goes away at the time, or Laserdisc, whatever it came out on in that time, once that's all gone and they're done promoting that, it's just the toy for the season, they throw it away. So the same thing happened with Risk Star Wars. It came and it was trying to be a spiritual successor to that game. So a lot of people grabbed it up, but it was still just like $20, big box store, crappy board game quality. And yeah. So I was not interested in it based on that. But it did look okay. But yeah, it just didn't have the component quality I cared for. Let's see, yeah. Alan, this 100% is a lot of the reason why I don't back the first run usually of a Kickstarter game, and why I don't have fear of missing out. If the game's that great, you'll get it on the second Kickstarter, because you'll get the second print run that has corrections, community feedback, balance fixes, sometimes more spruced up components, better print quality. Yeah, there's like, it's night and day sometimes. Like, it's like almost a completely different game sometimes. But so many of the big games, like Too Many Bones, they had tons of typos and stuff, and they still do that in print runs where they have like tons of upgrade packs and you can get and things to fix the erratas. Madara is one that we talked to the creator Madara, and he was saying, we can send you the first print run copy of Madara to play on the channel, but if you want to wait, I can get you a second print run copy and a lot of stuff has been fixed. And I said, yeah, I'll wait because I don't want to play through your game full of typos and errors and stuff. That doesn't look good for your game and frustrates the crap out of me. And it was like totally mutually understood. So that's why I haven't got Madara on the channel yet. But just that was the cool part about waiting on Madara. So if you got the second backing of Madara or Gloomhaven was one that they made changes in the second print run. Yeah, that's a huge advantage to not getting something in the first run. Bear says, "Did you do the what's up must come down stuff on here? That's the expansion for 7th Continent, right? That white box? I don't have that box yet. So no, I have not played any of that stuff. I do want to now that I know 7th Citadel is way in the future. I'm definitely going to grab that box, grab all the expansion stuff I can find probably for 7th Continent at some point and play through a bunch of it because we have time. So I'm not in a rush, but I will grab it at some point. The yellow is kind of making him look like a tiger Balrog.
Yes. We're going to add orange. Don't you worry.
That's cool.
But this is harder than I thought it was going to be.
All good. Don't worry about it.
I know.
You can always touch up and fix after.
Yeah, I will have to touch up. Like you could see that I definitely, on this arm, have to do a little bit of touching up once that's dry. But it's all good.
We have to throw them out and start over? Is that how it works?
No, we can fix them.
Try. He looks great.
Well, the videos that I was watching, they were talking about how you do the yellow first, and then you build on the yellow with oranges and reds and stuff to make it like look like fire. So we're not going to go over the yellow with orange because obviously that defeats the whole purpose. But it kind of puts the base of it.
Should have gone with the dip method. You troll.
It's all good. It's all good. I know that he's joking.
And Billy says, like Bob Ross, there's no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Exactly. Exactly.
Tony the Balrog. Oh, yes, Bernardo. Yes, is here. Look, greetings from Wonderland. I'm late.
Oh, hello. You are late.
Hello, Bernardo.
It's okay. I am never upset with the mini until I'm done anyways, because you never know what it's actually going to look like when it's fully done. So we'll see. So yes, if you just look at it right now, it does look silly. I just need to do this little section here on the back, and then I think we'll do the swords and stuff, and then we'll get onto the orange, and it won't look so silly. Mind you, this is my first time making fire, so.
It says it is going to look good on the table and on stream.
Thank you, yes.
This cover says, honestly, it's looking great. That's how you do it. Layers. Gonna look sick. Also known as good. As the kids call it, it's sick when it's done.
Thank you, thank you. And what's good is if I do make mistakes with this yellow, I can go back over with a darker color, and, you know, so I'm not too worried. But yes, it does look a little silly right now.
Is the yellow coming bright as you wanted with the white underneath?
Yes.
I think the yellow's popping more than usual.
I think so.
Because every time we've base coated before it was like a dark color. And always when I'm painting yellow, I don't remember what miniature I was painting yellow on, but I remember it was like so annoying. I was like one layer, it would dry, and I could still see the like dark primer underneath or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'll paint another layer, and it's like driving me nuts.
Yeah, it is annoying.
But yeah, if you paint it with a white prime, that was like a huge tip. It definitely makes the yellow pop. You don't have to do as many layers. Yeah,
because I wanted it to be a little bit more, like a little more vibrant and bright. And because I don't have any of the fluorescent colors, we're working with what we have here, so.
Robert says, don't forget to beat the devil out of your brush after changing colors.
I've been using different brushes for different colors. So I'm not too worried, but yes, thank you. I also didn't realize, and I got a tip in the comments of the last stream, that you should not use the same brush for regular paints to metallic paints.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so that was amazing. I forget who said that, but that is amazing.
Yeah, so we bought a second set of those brushes just so that you had extras of the same size in case you needed, if you wore out a brush or wrecked a brush. It's all good. They're pretty cheap, only like $20 for a set on Amazon or something like that it was.
Yeah, I had no idea, but I guess it makes sense, right? The little particles.
Bernardo says, just wanted to chime in. I'm between meetings. Need to go back to the salt mines. Take care. No
worries, Bernardo. No problem. No problem. Thanks for stopping by.
It's all good.
We will definitely post a picture of this later as well. I'm also thinking that it's probably okay, some of the white that's showing through.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right at the base. I think that might be okay as well, because it'll, as long as I don't totally forget somewhere.
By the way, salt mines is a reference from Spartacus.
Oh. Okay.
Elko says, Balrog is like my ex-girlfriend when I leave socks on the floor.
Oh.
He comes in with a giant whip and flame is erupting out of her.
We don't want to know.
What did I tell you?
Everyone has their things that make them tick.
So for those curious, we're gonna go side tangent. Start looking at some pics of the Balrog from other artists' renditions and stuff. This is a good way to like kind of get ideas. You know,
I went through.
This is what obviously other people like kind of look at before they paint to kind of get ideas too, right?
Yeah, I went through the Google Images this morning.
Yeah.
Just as kind of like an idea.
We know it from the movies. There's the one from the Lord of the Rings movies, the fire coming out of it. That's cool.
And that's the thing too, like he's not perfect, right? So it's good.
Yeah, like it's not like fine lines, right?
Yeah. So if it's jaggedy or if it doesn't, if it's not symmetrical, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That one. I love this one. Gandalf in it. Awesome.
There was another Balrog. When I was Googling images, I guess they have another figure. Was there a Balrog in another game?
Yeah. There's other Lord of the Rings miniatures games and stuff over the years, yeah. Brian Walbridge says, let me get it up here. We've been watching for a while. This is the first time we caught you live. Loving the channel. Thank you for the kind words.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Sorry that we're not playing a board game the first time that you catch us live.
One says, Google for Balrog painted mini. All right.
Yeah, that's also what I Googled today. Exactly. There's some cool ones.
Oh, yeah, that's the one from the other game, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I saw too. How cool is that?
Yeah,
I wish I could do. Yeah, and see how, if you look at that picture, you can see the white at the base of the fire. So that's why I'm not too worried if some of the white is showing through.
Yeah, like what game? Oh, Games Workshop had a Lord of the Rings miniatures game, I guess.
Oh, that's awesome.
You won't find a lot of the Shadows Paths one because it's only been out for a little bit, right?
Yeah, so there was only like 2 or 3, I think. Yeah, definitely very cool. Because at first when I Googled just Balrog from Lord of the Rings.
You can see the fire layers thing. Look, they have like white going down the spine and then they go into like yellow So they left some white, they go into yellow, then orange, then red, and then even the tips, they put a little black on the tip.
Yeah, I did see that too. Yeah, to kind of make it look like it's burnt. And that's why I'm not so worried if some of the white is going to show through from the primer.
Oh, look at the whip. They did the whip like white and like yellow with only orange. They didn't really get into the red on the whip to make it look like super hot fire. But, I mean, you do what you want. But that's
cool.
Neat.
But this is, this is...
Everyone can do your own thing. Like, it doesn't matter. And this person just stopped after the black, and they were like, I give up. Give up. I'm just kidding.
I'm nervous about this fire buildup.
Yeah, I just put those up there on the screen to give you some pressure and
no,
you have to live up to.
No, not at all. But I've never done it before, right? The building up of fire. So we're going to just do it in a minute and see what happens.
Yeah, and that's pro painting too, right?
Yeah, like,
We're not trying to achieve that here at all.
I just want it to look like fire.
We want this guy to look imposing and like, we want to be scared of him when he's on the table when we're playing the game. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm a little worried, but also excited. Like, what's
like
this
worried
guy's health
to fight
gonna
him?
be? Like 120
oh my God.
health? Like, what the heck's gonna go on there?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Is he just gonna crush us in a scenario? Is he one of those guys you're like a boss you face and you have to fail? Like, I have a feeling you're not supposed to ever beat him.
Really?
Who's beating a Balrog? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know any dwarfs or hobbits that are taking down a Balrog, but I mean, you never know. We'll see. We'll see if Gandalf's angels can do it.
Yeah, we can.
But it might just be there as like a story mechanic. Like we run into him and then we got to run away from him.
Yeah, and then
Maybe
he runs away.
he's not meant to be beaten, is what I'm trying to say. Like sometimes they do that in video games, right? Where it's like you never were supposed to beat that boss. You were supposed to lose or was supposed to chase you, and then you move on to something or become more powerful and fight it later.
Yeah.
Velko dropping the knowledge on us here.
Oh.
Funny thing, both Gandalf and Balrog are the same race, Istari.
Oh.
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
I did not know that. That is sick.
Thank you.
Good morning, Gandalf. Good morning, angels.
That's funny. This game is so fun, though.
Oh, I didn't know that, Travis. Fantasy Flight keeps saying the Balrog can't be killed and winking and smiling.
Oh, so okay.
But I would just assume that if I was designing a game with him in it, is like sometimes certain things in the story aren't meant to be defeated, kind of idea. But
so will we actually?
Like Gandalf does fight him, right? And like I can't remember, like in the story, does he beat him or just like I think he does, right?
I can't remember.
But do we have to have Gandalf in the party to beat him, maybe?
Oh, no.
Imagine that.
Oh, no, we don't have that.
But then they would just branch you off some other way. Like, it'd be cool. Something is coming for sure, Travis, yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait to see how they incorporate this guy into the game.
Which is good, because now he's going to be painted, so it'll be a little more exciting. We were hoping that we didn't run into him on our Thursday playthrough.
Or maybe it's something like Yogi Bear's hinting at, too. It's kind of like maybe we fight him in Moria, and he comes out, we're worried, and then like we trigger something that makes like the cave fall in on him. And
oh yeah,
or
like that, you know? Or he just goes away for whatever reason.
Gandalf versus Balrog was a tie. Says Chris. Okay, good to
Oh,
know.
is that real?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think either killed each other, obviously. But yeah.
Okay. I'll stay tuned and find out what happens in our playthrough.
Yeah, that's like curious. Like FFG can do whatever with it. Like that's what's kind of neat. Like I'm curious to see how they just incorporate it. So I'm a little worried, but also excited to see.
Imagine we don't even run into it in our playthrough just for branching paths.
That's what I was saying is a risk.
Whatever.
We don't make it to this guy or we choose the wrong way to go or something. But I can't see why you wouldn't make sure that you see that guy at some point in your campaign. Even if he's just out there for a little bit and runs away or something. Or like you have to run away from him.
Yeah.
And you don't actually have a fight with him yet or actually have to deal with him head on.
Yeah, because why put this... Sorry. Trying to see. Why put this mini in the box, this beautiful mini, and then not fight him?
Dragon says, that is why Dad and I switched to board games. The video game we played, we could defeat a level 65 monster at level 1. Granted, it took 2 hours instead of 10 seconds.
Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of the yellow in his mouth, and we're going to add some other colors too to make it look like he's got fire coming out of his mouth. I'm not sure what to do with the teeth yet. I might do them like a white or a bone or something.
Yeah, John, that's what I'm thinking. I'm on line with John here.
What's John saying?
Maybe it's like Cthulhu from Ancient Madness. We see him and just run away.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, like the confrontation will happen, but maybe just not right away. So I have a feeling they'll tease this guy in a few scenarios, but we won't actually have to deal with him until later. Because you don't put a mini like that in the box. And,
That's
like,
exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Okay. That's our yellow.
4-hour paint job for 5-second cameo in game, says Dragon.
Yeah, that's likely what's going to happen here. Likely. That's so funny. Hopefully not. Hopefully we have like a big epic. Oh, I'm not even done yellow. What am I doing? We have a big epic fight now with him.
Brian Walbridge says there's a difference between table ready. That's the way.
Table ready. That's what I said.
Is that what I called it or no?
No, that's what I said.
Yeah, table ready.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. We paint for table ready.
Yep.
In studio ready. So there's a difference between table ready and studio ready. Some of the fine detail in studio miniatures actually detracts when looking with the naked eye. You're doing an excellent job for the table. Yeah, that's the thing.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I sometimes think you get too perfectionist with it for the table, but I'm happy with the results always. So
yeah, I think I do you right. I think
because you watch videos of people who are like making it to like zoom in on it, show it off, win awards, trying to be as professional as possible. But there are painters out there I've seen on YouTube that just paint like, I just need to get this army of Warhammer guys to the table for a tournament this weekend. Let's go and slap on the paint and let's get her done. And it's just like, you know, they throw a little wash on at the end and you're like, okay, that looks pretty good. Like, I'd play with that.
Exactly. So while that yellow's drying, I'm just going to go back in and kind of touch up the wings so that they don't look transparent, and also darken them up slightly. Just using, again, the dark stone with a little bit of the matte black so that it's not brown and it's not black. It's kind of in the middle. I'm not a pro painter either, John. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Not by any means.
No pros here.
No pros. I just do it for fun. I also find it very relaxing. If I do this before bed, I feel like I sleep good.
Bear says he can be brooding on the sidelines while we play.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. Just like a reminder.
Yeah, just like off to the side, sitting there.
But we are in Moria, right? We chose to go underground.
We did.
And we're still underground for the next scenario.
This is where we would find this guy?
I have a feeling he will make an appearance. If it's not this scenario, the next one if we stay on this path. So tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern as we continue with our Shadow Paths playthrough, which is linked down in the video description. Shameless plug. All right. Will we see the mini on stream? Tune in to find out. Charles says, if you visit Warhammer World and see the professionally painted minis from Games Workshop, you can see they are painted to look great in photographs. Yeah, but do not look quite as impressive in the flesh.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I can relate to that is when you go to Gen Con, for those who know Gen Con, upstairs by that giant room where they play Pathfinder, they have like the speed painting area. But there's like, they do tournaments or something there, or like competitions, and they have like a glass display. And throughout Gen Con, over the 4 or 5 days of Gen Con, you'll see new ones get added in, and they'll put like little awards to the ones that win, but they'll put all the ones in there that are like competing, and you can like walk up in the evening and it's not busy, or in the middle of the night, and kind of look closely, get up to the glass, take some cool pictures and stuff. But man, some of the miniatures in there, like I'm looking at them, I'm like, no human painted this. It's crazy. But you can go in the day and watch them actually painting it if you want to stand there. you can watch them sitting at the table painting away, and it blows your mind. Like it's crazy, the talent. But yeah, like some of those look amazing in pictures, and fairly close. Like you get up to the glass, you don't see it super close, but it's enough so you can tell what's going on. You can kind of zoom in with your camera and stuff. But yeah, I'm always floored. Every year I make sure to make a stop up there a couple times, in like the middle of the convention near the end, just to see what's in that case.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Warhammer World.
All right, I'm still going to let that yellow dry for a little bit longer, but I am going to quickly just put yellow in the eyes, I think.
It's a convention.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and I also think too, people that paint with airbrushes, their painting always looks different too than...
Brian says there are some Facebook groups for miniatures, and the work is amazing.
I am in one, the Renegade, I think.
Renegade Game Studios.
Renegade Game
like
Studios.
painting,
yeah, I am in. They do a lot of Power Rangers and stuff.
That's
but
their like miniatures game they have.
Yeah,
that's one that focus on.
But I joined it because I watched, what's that girl's name? Do you remember her name? From
her name, but she did a
Renegade
thing at
Studios?
Gen Con,
Yeah,
right?
she did a thing for Gen Con Online that I attended where
it starts with a T.
Where she did painting. I wish I could remember her name. She was very good. And she painted the big mini from Power Rangers. Can't remember what that even is called because I'm not a Power Ranger fan. Just fixing some of my mistakes from before while I wait for the rest of the yellow to dry. Terry?
Terry's her name.
I knew it started with a T. Yeah, just popped in my head.
Her name's Terry.
Yeah, she's very good.
Click mute. Yeah, this is Terry. So I used to watch her. I think she did videos on like Geek and Sundry or something back in the day when we were trying to figure out how to paint Zombicide miniatures. She's very helpful, very cool. I like the way she talks about painting from a like budget perspective. Yeah. So she always has like budget and do-it-yourself solutions for everything and cheaper ways to do things. And she'll paint with like dollar store brushes and explain how you can
makeup brushes.
Yeah, she'll explain how you can do things without going to the store and just grabbing things around your house to do things with. But she's very talented. She now works, I guess, for Renegade Game Studios doing Power Ranger painting streams and stuff. But she has a YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure. I've seen her playing or teaching.
She has the Twitch. Oh, maybe they did it on the Renegade Studio. I can't remember.
Well, yeah, she does official stuff for them now. But Terry, I don't know her last name, but I love her aspect. We're just coming at it from like always, even though she's been painting for a long time, she always is like very much talking to you like a teacher, like knowing you're new. Like she always keeps new people in mind, and I love that.
Yeah, I think her stream that she did for Gen Con, she used like the lid of a coffee can as her palette. Like she doesn't think you need to go and buy things that are unnecessary.
Oh, is that her last name, Yogi Bear? Litorico?
Oh, cool.
I'm not saying that right, I'm sure, but yeah.
Yeah, she's very good.
Yeah, I like her. She's very, very, very approachable, very friendly.
Yeah, I watch like Sarastro's videos and I look at them and I'm like, I could never do that. They're like very challenging.
Dragon says I'm back. Still not finished?
Nope. Don't pressure me, Dragon.
Alan says a tip is to use a hair dryer to quickly dry the paint. Oh, JC Mark,
thank you
for subscribing. Thank you very much. But it says to dry the paint so you can move straight to the next coat. A bit noisy for stream though. Yeah. Yep. I actually used, after Mel washed it with soap and warm water as recommended for a miniature, to get off any kind of like the release agent from the molding process or whatever that might be on the miniature that kind of repels paint. So we actually started doing that. So she washed it, but I wanted to prime it like right away. So I got a blow dryer and I sat there drying it, all the water off of it until it was like fully dry so then I could prime it. I debated blow drying after to dry the primer quick enough, but
we weren't doing it.
Yeah, you weren't doing it until the next day. So I was like, I don't need to blow dry it, but that's a good tip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's her channel name.
Oh,
her channel
perfect.
name is Terry Litoroko. In the chat. Let me
Yeah, she's very good if you're new.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
And she explains every single thing she's doing. I am still new at this, so I mean, I try to explain what I can.
Her channel's been dead for over years, but it's because I think she got a job with Renegade Game Studios. So go follow them on their Twitch or Facebook or their YouTube or whatever. I think she does painting streams for them now or works with them. But yeah, she's in the industry now. I think that's why she doesn't have as much time for that stuff. But there were some good videos on that channel, so like they're still relevant. I would say, yeah, if you just want tips and techniques and how to do stuff on a budget before you really, because you shouldn't go and buy the most expensive things to get started. Like you can start painting miniatures with like dollar store brushes and dollar store paints, or go to your hobby store and buy just some cheap paintbrushes, or on Amazon for like $15 you can get a set of paintbrushes to start with, and just get going and see if you even like it, because you might not like it. And then after that you can go start buying miniatures, paints, and all the accessories and stuff. Start with Kingdom Death.
Oh my god. But Kingdom Death monster minis are removable too, right?
They're assembled.
They're assembled.
But not, I don't think they're as bad as like Games Workshop, like sprues, but I could be wrong. Brian says you can get a magnifying glasses with lights around them fairly cheap. They help a lot. We were looking at that.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
I might still get those for you to wear, like the ones that you put on your eyes, like the jewelry store kind of glasses maybe. Just when you go to do like very detailed things, but they are worse. Oh, they are worse.
Oh, they are worse. Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. I don't think I ever want to find out.
So I'm just going to quickly do some skeleton bone just for the teeth area on the outside, quickly. Because I don't want it to be pure white.
Dragon says, I can't paint with magnifiers. The shift in size of brush under throws me off. Oh. Yeah, because it's like you when I show you the screen and you're trying to move your hand around to keep it on camera.
Yeah.
It's because you're not, the same distance of movement is not the same when it's blown up, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. Maybe
so
that
it's
would
like
be
this
a problem.
Disconnect between your hand and your eyes, trying to like line up. Like if I move my hand the slightest bit, why is it moving so much? It's because it's like blown up, right?
Yeah.
And also Dragon's crazy, so that's probably part of it too.
Yeah, that we know.
The jewelry ones are hard to use. I wouldn't do the exact jewelry ones, but it's similar to those. Like I've also seen like the ones that are like on an arm you can like clamp to a desk. And it's like a giant circle magnifying glass that has like lights around, LED lights around the inside, and you can kind of like move it as you want. I was gonna get one of those and use it for the stream, clamp it to the board game table here, but then I think it would just get in the way, and you guys might not be able to see the mini as well because there'd be like a big magnifying glass right beside it. But
yeah, I think it would probably just take some getting used to, right, to get used to the coordination.
Yeah, hand-eye coordination is what the words I was trying to get out of my mouth there, but I could not do it.
It's all good.
Because I'm crazy also, but it's Drake. Oh, John B says, hi again. Internet was out. Equals repairman in yard still.
Well, we are still here.
Oh, man.
I hope we're not boring everyone.
No.
This is a longer mini
I don't think
than...
you'd be here if you were bored. You could just tune into something
else.
Yeah,
that's true. There's other things online.
There's tons of other options to watch. So I don't think anyone's bored.
Okay. So we did a little bit of the bone for the teeth. I don't want it to be pure white, but I want it to be like kind of like dirty, I guess. And then I'm just going to quickly do the sword handles and the whip handle. Probably in something like a necromancer's cloak, which is like a very, very dark gray. I want it to be black, so.
Dragon's being distracted from work, not getting anything done.
Oh.
So definitely not bored.
Okay, good.
And John B says the best magnifiers are the ones that you fit on your head. They're awesome. Is that the ones that are on a strap that hang out over front and give you like a lens to look through or whatever?
I guess this is kind of the stream that you could have on while you're working because it's not too. You don't have to focus. You just have it on in the background. Look over
every 15 minutes or so, see how it's going.
Yeah.
Like, oh, where's she at now?
Oh, she is still working on that doing color? That. Okay.
Paving/climbing headlight.
Oh yeah, that's what I would like picture.
Yeah.
Like the work ones they use, like construction or something, or mining or. I do have, I have glasses that I wear, I should wear more, but I just wear those if I have to do anything that's like fine. Are you looking them up?
Yeah. Just on Amazon, I'm just searching. Head mount magnifier. Only 30 for this one. What the heck is going on here?
Oh my god, that would be so uncomfortable.
Is this what you're talking about, John? Like this advanced? Like I didn't know this existed. That's like a built-in light up top. This looks crazy.
Imagine on stream.
Like a drone attached to your head. Look at this. It's pretty.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Pretty crazy. It comes with like different lenses you can attach onto it.
Yeah, I guess
this is hardcore.
Is it expensive?
It's only 30 bucks.
Oh, wow.
I'm kind of blown away by that, actually.
Wow.
I like typed in magnifying lens and it tried to autofill the rest. Like magnifying lens for weed was like the first option.
That's
I guess that's a thing, yeah. So that's what people on Amazon Canada are searching for. Most important. This is what I was thinking of grabbing, was this kind of thing originally. But then I don't know if it'd work on stream very well.
Well, I don't think it would work on stream, but I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't need to use it on stream. I would just go with as best I can.
Up close to your face enough, it would be fine. But yeah.
But I wouldn't want to paint through something like that.
Yeah, you'd be like this, looking through that. But then I would have to put like the camera from like behind that, and I think it would kind of get in the way, and I'd be at a weird angle where like I'm kind of beside the mini where you're painting. But right now I can be like above it. And it doesn't work too well anyway for painting. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I wasn't sure, so like I would have just bought like 3 different things and tried it whatever works, but you can just hold like one of these in your hand, right, while you paint?
Yeah. Right. I'm sure there's something like you can clamp it to your wrist even and like
No, just hold this in one hand.
Yeah.
Hold the paintbrush in the other.
Well, I could put the mini down. Yeah, with all my 3 hands.
Yeah, all 3 hands. It'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure there is.
I too. One for Mel, one for Cameron.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll just wear like a GoPro on my head.
Yeah.
So then you're seeing through as well.
Glasses, light. Something with the light. Whoops. I picture like these kind of like just getting some like magnifying glasses that have like a light on them.
Yeah, that's what I would picture too.
Nice and light. They got a little USB charger on them, a little USB port on them.
But okay, so someone like John B, who paints and has been painted for many, many, many years, do you use something like that, or do you just kind of?
Yeah, he's saying use a head mount one. So like, what do I look for that? Oh, look up the model I suggested. Oh, okay. Sorry, John, I didn't see that.
Because I'm wondering, like, how often would you use something like that?
So let's. Oops. Yeah, I got it. If we can find it on Amazon. Oh yes, this is what I was thinking. Yes, it looks like you're like diving cave diving and looking.
Those look like what they use in like for diamonds.
Yeah, yeah,
like
exactly.
when they're doing like rings and stuff.
This is the best, he says. This is John's recommendation. I like it. Want some cool there's some cool images of people wearing them. Oh,
so
here we got an image over here of those crazy ones.
Oh my god.
Look at this guy. That's what you can look like.
Yeah.
Super futuristic, like straight out of a video game.
Go. Like a scientist.
Oh, yeah.
Scientist.
I'm assuming these are very they're on the same principle. Different 4 magnifications.
But then I wonder, you already say like I try to be too perfectionist. If I'm wearing goggles that are going to magnify the mini, I'm going to be even worse.
2 times magnification, glass lens plate, 10-inch focal length. This is what John.
Okay.
So for those watching, this is what John's recommending. $72 free shipping in Canada. Oh, ships from the US, that's why it's so much. And being in Canada.
Yeah, I feel like if I had something like that, I would be more critical, because if you can see it at 2 times magnified, you can see more of your imperfections.
Ryan says, on the other hand, though, he has a ring and a head mount, and he uses the ring a lot. It's personal preference, I would assume, too, right? I should post an affiliate link.
Fixing up my... Okay. I think we are ready to start adding some orange to this guy. Sometimes I feel like I have 70-year-old eyes too, don't worry. Maybe not that bad. Maybe like 50-year-old eyes.
Megan says there are roach clips that hold your mini while leaving hands free to paint.
Oh,
that would work. I don't see why not.
That would.
It's just you'd have to like keep adjusting it, right? Like turning the mini, putting it at different angles and stuff. But
yeah, because even sometimes when I'm painting minis, I'm like painting them upside down so that I can get into weird places. John said something interesting that I didn't know. Speaking of eyes, women can see more colors than men. Huh. Didn't know that.
I don't know that either.
I wonder why that is. Okay, so we're going to use...
Oh, I see. The helping hands wire solder. Okay, I get it. Here's what Dragon was really talking about. Look at this.
Oh, wow. You see...
So basically, you can have Dr. Octopus on your table holding your miniature for you while you paint.
Oh, I see.
And hold a magnifying glass. That's so cool.
Oh my god, imagine. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, Doc Ock, exactly. Crazy.
That is crazy. Does someone own this? I would love to know.
Yeah. Holding the mini obviously makes it, so you can keep turning and looking at different angles and stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess if you want to hold a magnifying glass while painting, then you could hold the mini with this.
But you could get the Dr. Octopus to hold the magnifying glass. Oh, sorry. No, that's okay. He could hold the magnifying glass for you. You hold the mini. That thing is holding the... Course, yeah. Okay.
Oh, he says they do have them with magnifiers, and he does have one. Wow.
Okay.
Looks like a torture device for a mini.
It does.
Yeah, you could buy one of those and like display like a Spider-Man miniature, like being grabbed by that thing. It would look awesome.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Like just holding it on your shelf that way.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I put a little bit of the orange, the lava orange, but I'm going to mix it with a little bit of this moon dust because I don't want it to be too bright and take over. So we're going to mix a little bit of this in to lighten it up. And we're going to try on the back first. We'll do some and see what it looks like before I actually Start doing the whole thing. This is what I'm nervous for.
If you don't like it, you get frustrated. I just press the end stream button and we're good.
Exactly.
Bail, bail, abort, abort.
Yep, it's over.
Someone invented that crazy thing and now has a house in Europe and in the Caribbean. Yes, someone definitely got rich off that for sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. That's so funny. Okay. Actually, we're going to start over here. Just doing a little bit first to see what this is going to look like, because I can always paint over it with the yellow because it's not that bad. Okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then we'll add a little bit of red on top of that, more to the tip of each spike. That's okay. Watching this, I'm like, I wish I had the fluorescent because that looks awesome, but...
Yeah, just show like something different. Now that you're on that part, you're kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
Kind of get an idea of what.
Yeah, it's like you don't go over the whole thing because you still want the yellow to come through.
Yep, yep.
Also, yeah.
Still lots of yellow showing. Just adding some orange on the end. I don't think it really goes to red too much. It's like a darker orange.
Or yeah, maybe the orange without the, yeah, if I can try the lava orange without the yellow mixed in. And then a little bit of the same color of the tips.
Yeah, we just do like a darker orange or kind of like a red.
Or a red and orange mixed together, so it's...
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
It's whatever you want.
Okay, so we'll do it more as like, almost like a highlight instead.
Whoops. The back on this. But...
Okay. And we'll do it more as a highlight in the raised areas. And see what that's going to look like.
Stuart says... It says when you get to the flame, when you get the flames to a point you like, stop. Like when you get to a point you like it, stop.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Instead of trying to...
John's saying, oh, Sarastro, he's a layering madman.
Yeah, and that's what I watched too.
Yeah, just like I was looking at different ones just to see, but like whatever you do, if it looks cool, like it's all good. You do whatever you want. Like I would think in my head, like yeah, a white to yellow to orange and put some red in it to think of fire, but like whatever. Then you also mix in a little bit of black in there because like fire does kind of embers and stuff.
Yeah, especially like on the tips.
Like that, I don't know.
Yeah, see from here, I'm looking at it from this distance because this is more, but I think that kind of looks like if we're just looking at that part. Yeah, so
also when it dries, it might look a little different.
Yeah, so we're just gonna do.
It might be a little light right now because you're putting it on top of yellow.
Yeah.
Like do it darker after. And...
Yeah.
Oh, Dragon says, don't mix yellow in. Just add water to reduce pigment, so orange is a little transparent to see yellow under it.
Oh.
That's what you should do.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you. I have no idea. I just thought it would blend in nicer. Let's do that. So you're just saying like water it down?
Yep.
Okay.
Put water, thin it out, right? So it has some clear pigments in it. And it will,
Okay. Let's mix some water in here and... Okay. But I don't want it to... okay, so let's... Okay. Let's try this a little higher up here. We'll just do like on the, but it might not be able to fully tell until it's dry, like you were saying.
I think the effect looks great. You see the fire right away. It's a fire emoji.
Perfect. So it doesn't look like Tony the Tiger anymore. Well, if we look at him this way.
Yeah.
Yes.
This way. Need more water, says Chris.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, thin it out some more. Try it out. Experiment.
I'm all for experimenting
let's have some fun.
and learning
Try some
here.
Things out. Recommendations are always welcome.
Yes.
Throw them out. Like, we're all learning here. All good.
Okay. So more of like this kind of consistency looks good.
But you have to wait for it to dry to see the transparency. This I know.
Yes.
This I know. I remember painting like zombicide zombies and I was like thinning it out as much as I could. Like putting it on. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like how I want. But then you come back to it later, you're like, oh, it dried nice. Okay.
Okay. We're going to do a little bit here.
And it does take longer for the layers. Yeah, of course.
Oh, I see what you're saying here. Okay, 1 second. I'll hold this up.
I think since it's a bigger miniature, as you paint other sections, it gives time for some of the other stuff to dry. But I don't know if it'll have enough time to dry.
So you can see that it's very translucent, and I think that's going to look great.
Yeah, wait till it dries. It'll be good.
I'm loving that. Okay. Perfect. So now...
Oh, Dragon says this is when you paint a stripe on hand. It dries faster to see. That's why people always have when they're painting. I always notice they get like, they have like all the little stripes as they're painting and they're constantly like, just to see. That's why they have all those lines on the inside of their hand.
Ah, okay.
Man, that makes sense. I never understood why that was. Like, how are they missing? Like, why is it all over their hand? I don't get it.
Oh, do a stripe without water, then a stripe with water, and you see the difference. Okay.
Bing.
Well,
light bulb just went on. I get it now.
I think I have found the consistency and color that I like, so we'll go with it.
Stripe without water, then add water and do another stripe, and you'll see the difference. That's cool.
That is cool. That's a good idea. And somebody gave me a tip in the comments of the last stream, and I haven't done it yet, but it's a great idea. They said to actually take a paint right out of the bottle and put it right on the top of the cap, because the paint through the plastic looks very different than it will when it's dry. So that's another tip that I was like, oh, okay.
But do you have to wash the cap and then file off imperfections on the cap on the top of the cap, and then do you have to prime the cap and then put paint on it, and then you have to finish the cap with varnish?
No.
Oh, okay. Just
all that is optional.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking that I'm actually loving that fiery look.
Yeah, I like it, Dragon. That's pro tips.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thinning it down is better than mixing for this.
For this scenario, yes.
Yeah,
and again, I have no idea, which is also why doing this on stream is great. You guys can help me learn, and maybe even other people. And I'm just kind of doing it messy, because I don't want it to be super clean and... Now I wish, but actually if I go over, you know what? I think I need to fix this, because now it's gonna bother me. And that's again the whole perfectionist stuff. I'm gonna go over that a little bit with just a little bit of yellow, because I want it to... want to be able to fix that later. Messy equals random. Yes, yes. I'd paint Rob over your hand.
What does that even
so
mean?
We'll just start putting lines on Rob's face.
Oh, I see. Yeah, just like slap some paint on my face to see what happens instead of your hand.
Exactly.
I could be the chat moderator and paint testing surface. I don't mind. It's all good.
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of ignore that like little middle where I added a little more yellow to cover up that, because we want to go with this look more instead. Rob's the palette. Yeah, exactly. Just hold your hand out. I'll mix all the paint in your hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was very nervous to do this, but I am starting to love the look of it. Teamwork, exactly. Exactly.
Whatever you guys want to call it.
I'm just slightly making messy lines within, well, maybe that's not actually that great, but maybe when it dries, I don't know. Because I don't want it to be yellow. We'll see when it dries, but maybe I've added too much orange. We'll see. I'll try to be lighter handed some of the other spots. Looks awesome. Thanks, Rory. I'm only reading the ones that are quick. Rob can read the other ones
sorry.
after. No, it's all good.
Side thing.
No, it's all good. I'm just not reading the ones that are long. Or else we'll be here all day. Come together nicely.
All right. It's here. Good afternoon. I just cut work early to watch the rest of this. Don't let my boss know I'm here. Okay, no problem.
We will
won't
not
mention
tell.
it at all. Oh wait, we just did. Whoops.
Oh yeah, we weren't supposed to read that out loud.
Close it. Okay, close it. Robert says, as my 8-year-old daughter would say, that Balrog is ready to yeet all the noobs.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Says if you have a second brush with water, you can use it to clean.
Oh. That's actually good because what I usually do is just fix the mistake with the color that I made the mistake in. So I just usually let it dry and then fix it later. But yeah, if you just kind of brush it off right away.
Dragon just got his trove chest shipping notice.
Oh, exciting.
Too Many Bones, Friday delivery to my dad's place, so Sunday night. Heat it up.
That is exciting.
That's awesome. I know. I can't wait. So when I get it, for sure, when we get it, I'm doing a stream and we're going to just like, yeah, we're just going to fanboy that thing all over the place. And we're going to just have some fun with it. Hopefully it doesn't show up with damage, but if it does, I'll be sad. But yeah, we'll be cracking it open on stream, putting everything in it, having some fun with it. So yeah, come and hang out. We'll sort out Too Many Bones. I just pulled out Too Many Bones. Actually, we're playing it on Friday, and now I have all the splice and dice, dart, and the lab rats and stuff. So I have it all spread out on a table upstairs. But man, it's a mess of content. I'm like, I want to take it to a friend's house. We're gonna take it to a family's house actually to teach a couple players how to play it on Friday evening. But I'm looking at it like, how am I transporting it there, and what am I taking? There's just way too much of it. So I have to like kind of either sort out all the core set stuff, fit it all back in the core set box somehow, and then use that to transport it, or I just might like bring it all separate somehow, throw it all in a bag or something. I don't even know. I just wish we had the trove chest so I could just have everything in nice little plastic containers and be like, this is the tyrant we're using, these are the neoprene mats I need to bring, here's the dice containers we need and the chip trays we need. But it's just like and just pull it out of the drawers. But or have the trove chest in my trunk and we just play out of my trunk. We just back up
exactly.
Back up the car to the house and just, as we need to grab things,
what do you need? Okay, I'll go get it.
Oh, which gear lock do you want to play? Hold on, let's go to the trunk and we'll just pull out the drawer and oh man. Tailgate Too Many Bones, exactly.
Yeah, how fun would that be? That would be fun.
Oh, John's getting his Saturday? Wow.
Oh, wow.
So question, for all of you who got notices, when did you order it? Like, did you order it on the Too Many Bones Kickstarter? Did you order it on a Cloudspire Kickstarter? Did you pre-order it from the website? Like, those are getting notifications. When did you buy it or order it? I'm curious. Just like, I don't know how they're working through it. Oh, on Splice and Dice Dragon ordered it. Because we ordered it on the Cloudspire Kickstarter earlier this year. So I'm assuming will be even later. Yeah, you guys are all ahead of the game. I missed out on that stuff. Splice and Dice, I wasn't that far yet with Too Many Bones. You guys all did the Splice and Dice Too Many Bones Kickstarter? Okay. I was just curious.
So we got time then, right?
Oh, I think we'll be, I don't know if we get ours like with the rest. Like, I don't know if they're manufacturing them. I would assume they got all the orders from the website, both of those Kickstarters, and put them together before ordering them all, right? Like,
yeah,
you'd obviously want them all manufactured in the biggest amount possible to reduce costs, right?
Yeah, you would think for sure. Okay. What are you thinking so far? Do you like that?
That's awesome. I mean, I think that the water, I want to see when it dries though, because like right now it has the wet water. It might look cooler, be shinier right now. Maybe it dries and needs a little bit of extra on it, but I think it looks amazing.
I love the sword.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to start on the front. And...
Yeah, you give it time to dry.
Yeah.
You need to take a break at all? Just we can take
I'm good, but
break you on. And No, I'm good right now, but I'm just saying.
Probably because I'm not...
that would leave time to dry, but
yeah,
probably... you obviously have other orange to still paint. So.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Probably because I'm not drinking any water. Don't need to break.
Oh, the Cloudspire Kickstarter will be February, but is that when the Trove Chest comes, though? I thought if you ordered the Trove Chest, it comes with all the other Trove Chests, I thought. But I could be wrong. Because, like, I don't see why they would do a second run of them, but, I mean, they'll do more if people keep buying them, but...
Do you think they'll ever make one for Cloudspire?
Oh, you think it's all in one shipment, Sakabra? That sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, I was hoping it would come, like, before the end of the year. I would have some way to store Too Many Bones altogether, but...
yeah, that's sad.
Oh, well, I'll just have to leave it all out like I do. I don't put any of it back in the box because I just leave it on top of a board game shelf all spread out. So I just go grab what I need. I don't want to keep opening all these different boxes trying to find things. Kind of annoying. But that's cool.
Orbit's comment's nice.
Oh, yeah. Orbit says, amazing. You're giving me confidence to start painting mine.
That is awesome. And you know what's funny? Other people have said that and started posting in the Discord like, oh, I watched Mel paint and now I'm trying it out too. And I'm so happy to hear that. And I love to see the minis that people are painting.
Yeah, because it's intimidating when you watch somebody who's been painting forever and doing professional techniques with all professional paints and brushes and airbrushes and all these crazy things.
Yeah.
It's intimidating. You're like, oh, I'll never get to that. But when you watch somebody just painting with like no-name paintbrushes and like a commonly affordable paints and that kind of stuff, it's like just doing regular things. It's like, oh, okay, I can get, that's not as far of a leap to get to, right? So like, you know,
I am very new to all of this, so I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah,
just start with some miniatures you don't care about either. Like ours were like, we went to Zombicide, we have so many sets of Zombicide. It's like, just grab some zombies because they can look messy, right? They're like something, even if you make them look like crap, like painting technique wise, they still look awesome on the table, all like messy and colors all over them and stuff. It doesn't matter. But that was what we were using to kind of learn on back in the day.
Yeah.
And it tested out because we were like, oh, well, we painted that many not as good as we wanted. Oh, well, it's still painted and looks awesome on the table. Next.
Yeah, exactly.
Try the next one.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm just glad that people are trying it if they are getting inspired to try it themselves. Awesome. Because I'm nervous to do this on stream and put myself out there. I'm not that good.
So I think we're talking about Trove Chest here. Jim says his is due October 2nd and he ordered his through the last Kickstarter. Yeah, I think they're not going to hold them, Sakabra, till they're shipping the Cloudspire game. I think They were just taking all these orders for the Trove chest, and it would be a smart business move to just submit all those orders from both Kickstarters and any pre-orders on the website and just send those to make them all manufacture at the same time. Saves on shipping, saves on manufacturing costs, gets your costs down to have a larger run. So I would see it being smart, just get those all printed together and shipped together. So those will come at a separate time. I don't think it'd be smart for them to make them and hold them either later till the game was finished, because that would be a waste of time and money for storage.
Well,
and
how
you don't
long?
want a product sitting in a storage warehouse for a long time. So I think they would just take all those orders, put them together, and ship them. So I was under the assumption that we would get the Trove chest when Trove chests are ready, not when Cloudspire expansions are ready.
When is Cloudspire expansion set to be ready?
Next February they're talking now. It's got a delay on it, so which is fine. It's Kickstarter.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
Also, Splice and Dice came out already. It's purchasable, but you can't buy a Trove chest right now. Kind of idea. Like you won't get one right away. So they didn't hold up Splice and Dice to line up with the Trove chest. So I don't see them holding up the Trove chest to line up with Cloudspire expansion. That's just me. Sakabra says, "Oh, they are." Saw Gilly comment, "We will 100% split Trove chest and only Trove chest to ship early." Ah. Oh, the Kickstarter page says early January, but I'd say February just in case. Also, we're in Canada, so I would always add a month to Kickstarter deliveries because the US people start getting theirs, and then, like I said before, the shipment from Florida from Quartermaster then ships up to Canada to then be dispersed from there. So there's like always a month delay on Kickstarters to Canada, it seems, for those that go through Quartermaster. Hopefully they fix that, and Quartermaster opens up something in Canada that they can.
So I'm doing the chest and front area a little more orange than I did where I left a little more yellow into orange in the back because I wanted to look more like bursting out.
John's dropping some historical knowledge here. I started painting when I was looking for a very inexpensive hobby in the late 70s. Minis were less than $1 in metal, and paints were in primary colors, similar to a box of 8 Crayolas.
Oh, okay.
Tester's enamel paints. Put on a coat and wait a day or so. Yeah, I see those Tester's paints. We got some of those before because I didn't know. I went to like a hobby store where they had like planes and cars and trains and stuff models.
Like, yeah, model paints.
Yeah, model paints. And that's why I was getting some of that stuff, but then I realized there's difference between...
Which I think is what like this stuff was, right?
It's acrylic. Yeah, I think that is one like from that kind of store.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little bit of orange in the mouth so it looks kind of like fire, best I can.
Yes, this is the entire thing. Yes, because they ship separately in 100% of cases. We will indeed be splitting out Trove chests and only Trove chests. Not other 2v1's content. Really perfect. Was there a chance, Sakabra, we'll see our Trove chests before the end of this year?
Well, that would be awesome.
I would hope. But I don't know when they're coming to Canada. I haven't been paying attention. Like I said, every time I back anything on Kickstarter, I set it and forget it. I just ignore email updates. I don't even care. But that has hurt me in the past. Where I've missed out on free stuff or some feedback to get something in a Kickstarter. Yeah. But usually the company is pretty cool when I follow it up later. But yeah. Exact timeline on that is not determined just yet. As there's some logical work that will need to be done to split them out. But officially, anyone who added a Trove chest in the Pledge Manager will receive it early / within the original delivery estimate of this campaign, November-ish. Oh, nice. That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for like before the holidays. Sweet. Good news. The 3-parter due to 200 limit. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're like bigger, right? They can only fit so many on a container or in a container or whatever on a shipment. I would assume. Alan saying enamel paints were all there when I started painting minis. Were all there was basically when you started painting minis. Stinky, hard. Well, yeah, toxic. I think, right? Stinky, hard to clean your brushes and take forever to dry. Yeah, and you have to use like a special chemical to like clean your brushes and paint thinners and stuff, right? To like actually get that stuff off of your paintbrushes, I think. Oh, the YouTube 200 character limit. I get it. Three-parter. You don't have to explain. I know there's, yeah, YouTube commenting. Yeah, it's stupid. The 200 limit. Yeah, it's annoying. Try to comment in other streams. I'm like typing away, head down on my keyboard, and then I look up and I'm like, oh, it didn't get the last part. Oh, okay, let me stop, cut it, and then type the next message, send, paste to the next one. Yeah. Gotcha. Hey, Joas. Hi, Mel. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
And yeah, this is the way I painted. Was what Brian is recommending. Have 2 jars, one of water. 2 jars of water. Sorry, one you can use to thin and one to clean.
Yeah, you're right. I should.
Oh, you're using water from the.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. No, I had those too.
I know.
I had another container. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, that was what I do. Is have one clean water and one water that I mess up cleaning brushes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mel's being crazy.
Sorry.
But it adds to the messy, dirty look of this fire beast.
Yeah, exactly. Who, sorry, I think is coming along nicely.
And Scar wraps up with too long to read. Everyone who ordered Trove Chest and Cloud Party Kickstarter should have it by November. Woo!
Oh,
that's what I was hoping for. That's what the assumption I was going on. I guess based on something I read, I just assumed that. Because it's like there's no holdup. They already have the design, they have orders, they have it being manufactured. And in my head, I was watching them progress through the production of that Trove Chest, thinking, oh, well, since I ordered on Cloudspire, I'm gonna get in on this run. It's like there's no reason why they would be like, well, you're gonna wait to order those later. That makes sense. Belko says you need to investigate in a magnifying glass for tiny details.
Oh, we were talking about that. Yep,
we were talking about that. Get one of these head strap ones, I think.
Okay.
You also need a 3rd container of water with a spritzer, usually to keep cat away. May work on Rob also.
It may, you're right.
Good idea. Right. Get away. I'll leave right now.
No.
Don't tempt me. I'll walk away right now.
I need you for confidence.
And 4th one to hydrate.
I have one to hydrate. I just not.
Yeah.
Usually when we stream, I drink a ton.
You can use that as your clean water.
Oh, yeah.
Just dip your paintbrush in there to get your clean water and then drink.
Yeah, I usually drink a lot when we stream. But
it's hard when you're focused, eh?
Yeah.
Facts. And 4th spritzer for you since you're working so hard. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Man, this is looking awesome. I don't look at the mini that often. I'm staring at the chat, and then I look over and I'm like, whoa. Yeah, that looks crazy. So different from picturing when it was at the Tony the Tiger stage. And I was like, that looks, I don't know if that's going to look good. Look a little weird, as they were saying. And then, yeah, you slap on this light orange, like wet, watered down, thinned orange, and it's like, wow. Already, wow. Like, we'll see how it dries up on it, though. But it's good to have, like, darker and lighter oranges on it, I think, in spots.
Yeah.
And spots where it's letting the yellow come through and spots where it's not, which is very awesome.
Yeah.
Don't mix hard liquor into the wrong container.
Yeah, that's important.
Pro tip.
That's important.
Nice cucumber mist.
Trying to do a straight line here is challenging.
Luca says, usually I saw guys put white in eyes to give it more focused look.
I thought that, but then I wasn't sure if I wanted to. I could do that.
I mean, it's a Balrog. Like, what
I want them to look like fire, I think.
Yeah,
but
it's like whatever.
I might actually make them like a bright red.
Yeah, it looks like a
fire red. Yep. Yeah.
Looks like Looks like these guys went with just like a yellow. It's like in the middle with surrounded by like, so they probably painted in the orange and then put yellow on after.
Yeah, which I can do.
And then what is? Yeah, this one just went all yellow. It looks like maybe a bit of white in there. Oh, maybe just white or gray. It looks like a gray or a bone in the eyes on this one, but this picture is not like the best quality, so maybe it's just like bad lighting on it or something.
Yeah, I'll do more of like a yellow eye, but I have to fix, I think, around it.
Oh yeah, the Cragheart would be a similar one. Brian's mentioning the Cragheart from Gloomhaven. Similar idea, right? It's made out of rock, has like that glowing stuff between the rock kind of idea.
Yeah.
And he just did it as the eyes, yellow and orange.
Okay.
Yeah, like kind of glowing eyes, right? That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. It's crazy how different it can look, when you slap some paint on it.
Yeah. What are you thinking for washes and stuff?
I don't know if I do any wash. I think I don't know, because I would be afraid to lighten or change the color of the fire in any way. But I don't know.
Or like darken the fire, you mean?
Darken the fire, yeah. But I don't know.
I'll go say FYI, I saw online for sale entire expansion painted for $500. It'd be a nice side job. But you gotta, how long would that take doing it like very good, right? Like that person probably did it quick, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if 500 for all those minis is cheap or expensive. Because like you gotta think of the time, like how long did it take to paint each mini? Because I know some people will sell a set of a board game painted and they'll say like, FYI, I did this fast. Like you're just getting it painted, so it's only gonna be this much. But if you want a professionally painted set, you're talking thousands of dollars. Because obviously it takes longer to do more detailed painting, right? So I don't know the paint versus time and that kind of thing, or work versus time versus value.
Yeah, people.
I don't know what that equates to, but
people have joked about selling painting minis for them, and I think I would be nervous to do that because.
But you can always show pictures and just sell it done painted yourself. Be like people do. Here's the set. Here's close up pictures. It's up to you.
Oh, already done. Yeah.
It's like, or you can say, send me your set. I'll send you these. Like, you know, that's what a lot of people do is like just exchange sets.
Yeah, because I would, yeah.
And Brian. Yeah, Yogi Bear is saying what I was thinking. You could do a wash, then go back and highlight. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then Brian says, use a thin version of a color, a few shades darker. It picks out the detail.
Use a thin version of a few.
Yeah, so that's like making your own shade kind of thing.
Oh,
like,
making my own wash.
Yeah, or your own wash, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thin out a color that's darker. So you take an orange, a dark orange, thin it out, and then use that to kind of like fill in on the fire to make like the details up kind of idea.
Yeah.
And White Rabbit's here. Just offer what you painted for sale. Oh, greetings.
Hello.
We want to play with what you painted. I don't want to sell.
I mean, it may be something that I can look into eventually.
That look very nice. If autographed, I would pay more. Once Rob's Gaming Table's channel becomes bigger than Dice Tower, I can boast.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that.
I know. Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen ever, but.
But we are excited to get close to 10K.
Yeah, almost a 10K still. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's exciting for us.
Let's check. Get an update on the count.
Not that far.
9,669.
Ooh.
Says. I don't know if that's like 100% updated. No, I have 9,665.
Oh.
What it says on another screen. I don't know which stat to believe in the YouTube like analytic background thing. There's like different numbers on like every page. So I know some update it real time, some are not, but yeah. So we're 335 subscribers away.
That's not that bad.
That's good.
It's very good.
John says, don't turn an enjoyable hobby into a job. Yeah, so Mel paints like relaxed.
Yeah.
And enjoys it. And that's why I'm in no pressure when it's like she's painting a mini for a game I want to play. I will just play that game on the channel later. Like, no rush, no pressure. Take your time.
Yeah.
Like Skytear, I'm not pressuring. Like, I would like to play that game sooner rather than later. And I think you need to have most of the minis painted, if not all. But we'll play it eventually when they're all painted. It'll be worth it. I think the wait will be definitely worth it. But yeah, the pressure of like someone's paying you to paint a whole bunch of minis.
Oh yeah, that's
super fast. Get it done. I need them. Like I just got it. I want to play it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's like yeah, that would suck.
Oh, there you go. Another one.
Owen's helping us out. Get
Thank
there to 10K. Thank you so much, Owen.
We appreciate that.
Welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna let some of this orange dry for the fire. Let's do up closer so that you can see. And properly. Not super happy about the horns. I think I need to take a little. They kind of look funny. I think I'm gonna do.
Oh, like they're too
much of a
too proper. Like they're striped perfectly.
Yeah,
like you need to be a little more like off, and they don't look exactly symmetrical.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna fix. Yeah, I'm gonna fix
but
that. No, I'm gonna fix that for sure. And I'm gonna just kind of maybe do a little bit of the rock right now while I let some of that orange dry. We'll see what that looks like if we want to add a little more orange to any spots.
Orbit, thank you.
That's awesome.
That's my son. I just told him to subscribe.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
That's cool.
Okay. So I think for a rock, we're going to do more of a lighter gray with a white, right? Is that what we were? You liked one.
There was a couple we saw online that were either you kind of put gray over top of the white that we already have it kind of painted. Or you do dark gray and then dry brush white on or lighter gray or white onto it. We can kind of see some options here. If we look at the rocks on the base in this one, it looks like this is like I think a dry brush job of white.
That's a darker gray.
White or lighter gray. They went dark as a base, and after it dried, they then put on some a brush on a white. And this one went the opposite, kind of left gray, and it looks like they did a black wash on it to go into the cracks.
Huh.
But we painted ours white on the base, so you'd have to paint over it gray
first,
which
I
then
could.
Do a wash.
Or I just paint over it gray and then do more of a white, like do more of like that.
One.
So more of a
cool.
dark gray with a white wash.
No,
or a white dry brush.
Dry brush.
And then no wash on that. Unless you actually
So you could do paint black, then do gray over a bunch of it, leave the black shadow kind of area, or paint it gray, wash it in black to get in the dark crevices,
and then dry brush in
after
white.
It's all done. But I want to hear your guys' tips in the chat who know better. But I'm just going based off what I see, right?
Yeah. I agree. So dark to light. Okay, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Dark to light is what we did with our Dwarven Forge dungeon tiles, says Barbara.
Okay.
Then a white dry brush. And then Brian says that could be a wash with a dry brush.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too, yeah.
That's what I think, yeah.
And even some highlight on it, yeah.
Yogi Bear says, I think that is gray, a dark wash,
and then a white dry brush. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And then John as a recommendation of gray base, black wash, white dry brush. That's what I came to at the very end when I was like, that's what I think
Let's
you should do.
What you
that's what I was
want.
thinking. So, that seems like the standard kind of thing. So do the gray for stone, put on a wash to fill in the shadows and the detail, and then do like a white dry brush on the tips to kind of that's what I think. This is the final, like what you kind of go for. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking I'll go with the middle gray, the uniform gray. Necromancer is very dark. This is more of a gray, and this is very light. I think we'll go with this middle version.
But it's whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you think the rocks down in Moria look like, right?
I don't know.
In a cave.
I have no idea.
You can do whatever you want. I don't know if this guy will meet him in a cave, or if we're going to see him on the overworld, or what. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, or if it's like fire awesome rock.
Make it look awesome.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
Okay, working on it.
Dragon's tip. Check out videos on terrain crafting. Give good advice for painting rocks.
Ah.
I've seen both ways of dark to light dry brush, as well as light with dark wash.
So I've done, I think this one. It's not the best, but it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out where to hold it. Sorry. So it's kind of like a reddy yellow. And then, or this one is actually better. Yeah, so it's kind of like with reds and oranges. So
it's like ember, like.
Yeah, ember. Yeah, exactly, ember like.
You can
exactly.
do that. Like you can do whatever you want.
Or I've done this one. These are more of the Sky Tier minis that I have. That one
coming soon to the channel.
Is more of like a brown with a dry brush of white. And then that's again with the, you can do that one too. This is got more white. Probably too much white on that one, but so they almost they almost look like mossy kind of. So I think we can try one of these styles. Okay, but we're gonna try the uniform gray right now. We'll just paint the whole rock in that, and then we'll wash it in a dark wash with then a white dry brush on it and see what it looks
frosty.
Like. Yeah, frosty.
Frosty.
Yeah. Then I gotta fix these horns because every time I look at it, it's driving me crazy. Oh, and I didn't do his toes. I don't know.
Yeah, just do them with black.
Black. I think I was gonna do them like flat black.
Yeah. Looks like it's black, shiny. It's kind of like. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All black. A little bit of fire coming out between them, if you want.
Okay. We'll do that while the gray is drying. Yeah, there's so many great videos on different tips.
Yeah, so Dragon's recommending Black Magic Crafts and RP Archives are 2 YouTube channels I watch for terrain stuff.
Black Magic Crafts, Dragon, I think that's one you sent me.
Wylock Academy as well, along with the dozen other less active. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some that they don't post that often and stuff. It's like big projects, right? It's like takes forever to do that.
Somebody that I watch, man, I'm so terrible with the names of them.
Clarification from Sakabra. He checked with Mrs. Sakabra, and I'm sure. And we painted gray. We did dark sand wash, then white dry brush. Delayed due to oldest getting home from school. Oh.
Oh. Understandable.
Yeah.
But again, like you were saying, you could do whatever you want. Right? Like if you want it to be fire rocks or if you want it to be, yeah, doesn't matter. I like asking the chat for ideas because then we paint it together, then we see it on stream together. Kind of cool.
That's cool.
I haven't gotten into the making your own bases and like texturing the bases and buying grass and gluing the grass and rock to the bases.
If it turns out bad, blame chat. Yeah.
No.
No.
It'll turn out great. It's all good. I'm not creative. I can't look at something and be like, yeah, let's do that. I need a little assistance.
John saying acrylics were such a great advance. Drying in less than 24 hours, much more fun. Yeah, no kidding. I can only imagine. Yeah, like the acrylics dry pretty quick.
Yeah, they do. They do, because even like the orange that I did, it's dry. Which is great when you want to do multiple coats. I mean, this guy is bigger than your normal, like, character mini. You could just work on a different section, but...
You could take some of these techniques to that dragon thing from Skytear too, right? Like that has like glowing color coming out between cracks, right?
Yeah, this guy.
This guy has like a similar thing. Like you could paint inside, kind of make it like a fiery glow of some kind.
Yep.
Or between his like cracks. I'm not sure. I remember he does have some kind of color glow coming out of him.
Yep, because he's like a bluish white.
Yeah. And I think on the cards it shows him like kind of like a black with like a blue white glow coming from inside of his chest or something.
Yep. And these are cool. Fun to paint them.
I just noticed I wasn't really paying attention to the wing stuff, but I noticed you didn't.
Not yet.
Oh, you're after?
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone kind of does their own thing on the wings, it looks like.
Yeah.
Keep going. You're good, you're good.
I think...
oh, yeah, right here. Yeah. Already had it up.
Yeah.
See, everyone kind of does like some flame on the wings, or... Oh, he just did little ember spots.
But if you look...
and kind of around the bottom.
Yeah, but if you look at the front, he did some stuff in the front a little bit.
I see. Yeah,
like to make it look like, I mean, that's pretty impressive, but to make it look like it's glowing from the fire, from the sword.
Wow, that's crazy.
But it's like,
I
don't know if I can do that.
you don't need to do that. I was just curious because I remember we were looking at all the different wings, and everyone kind of does their own thing, which is neat. I like you do whatever.
Yeah, I'll try to do some highlighting on them.
This one, we looked at before, right? He just went like the crazy brown, but he didn't put like barely any fire, if at all, none really on the wings. He just did his own, like, kind of made them lighter, made it look like the inside was more charred.
Yeah, because he did more. The body looked charred. Yeah.
That's cool.
So to.
Well, you do whatever. If you just have flat black wings, that totally still looks cool.
No, I don't think I want to do some sort of something along the edges, but I think it'll be more in like a highlighting,
in a dry brushing highlighting stage, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah, it's just the lighting off the flame. Yeah, that's so cool.
I know, which is so cool. But if you watch that video, I think it was like tons of coats. He would go over it with this color and then go over it with this color, and it's like, oh, I'm not that good. He did shadowing with the dark blue.
John's saying he would have done the opposite that we were talking about before. Was he would have kind of gone painting the whole thing yellow and then lay the black on the stripes. So that's what I was saying. Remember, I was saying like instead have all the yellow and then you're covering up spots of black, but then painting it yellow kind of over top of the black makes it like kind of come out. But yeah, that could be a thing. That might be easier too.
Yeah, I thought that if we did the yellow first, not the whole thing in yellow, sorry, then the white would kind of come through too a little bit. I don't know. The back. I don't know. I'm going to just do the toes quickly in a black.
It works with very dark over light.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why we thought to prime it in white instead of in a black or a dark.
Jim says, flaming weapons look awesome.
Oh, thank you. I know, I really like the weapons. Definitely. And I really like this back part over here. Front I have to maybe do some touching up on, but yes.
So it says we need to paint a meeple and call it Jim Jr. Yeah. So yeah,
oh,
we could start painting
yeah.
hostage negotiator meeples.
I'd have to wait
Makes them look all unique
until I get that magnifying glass.
Yeah,
those are so
small.
little.
They're pretty small.
Yeah.
Oh, Kanji's back.
Oh, hello, hello.
He says, just got back. That is looking awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
A tip from Yogi Bear, if you need to switch to a light color from a dark base, just paint white/bone on, then swap to the lighter color you couldn't get on the dark undercoat.
Oh.
No worries, Rory. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks, Rory.
Got to run. Awesome stream. Thanks. Nice job, Mel.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate everyone. Nice words. Okay, let's just finish this bottom part here. Yes, I'll just do it. It's fine. Okay. What I think I'll do is fix up the horns for sure, and then kind of look around and see if there's any other spots where I might want to just touch up that brown black, and then it's still here on my wet palette, which is great, so I don't have to mix anymore. Just kind of touch up, but I think I need to make it so that this is not the case, because this didn't look that great, I don't think. I think it's better with just like a tip.
Like Rob getting gaming help when playing solo. That's true.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I really appreciate everyone's tips. I think it helps me. I'm really hoping that we run into this guy on tomorrow's stream.
We'll see.
I mean, maybe we're not ready yet, but...
So if you were to do a wash over the fire using the really thinned out color,
I don't know, I'm scared to. But maybe I don't do it over the fire. I'm afraid to ruin it.
I don't think it ruin it, but I feel like if you put some definition to it, like I feel like maybe just a super light wash, like one of these light washes you have, might put some definition to the flame, like the ripples and stuff, you know?
And then we just go over it with like the orange, the bright orange and some to like brighten up
like
some
wash
spots.
it up, yeah, or dry brush after, like some highlights on it. Yeah, you can do a normal wash, yeah. Like I would do the lightest one you have maybe. And then after just like a dry brush on to like pop, like make it pop again. Or go back with a clean brush and absorb any excess. First, says Yogi Bear, then highlight.
Okay, yes. I am fixing, yeah. I'm liking the horns better like that. They look too uniform before with like a pattern, which I did not want.
Just painted one left.
No, no. I think that looks better.
Yeah, that's
okay. I just gotta do the back side of it. I could have done one to show the difference.
Loco says, this is Durin's Bane, Balrog. Probably if you stumble upon it in Moria.
Oh, which is where we are, right? You said?
Yep. Yeah, the only problem I can think of, says Yogi Bear, is if the model isn't dry. I should just test a bit. Yeah, if you start throwing on washes and doing
oh,
that
yeah,
stuff,
and then it starts to blend things that you don't want blended.
That's the thing. Like, should you even wash it today? Like, should we just let it fully dry and then the final product can be seen in stream? Show it off like tomorrow on stream?
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, that would suck to like put it on and the paint's not fully dry really, and then not happy with it.
Yeah. Adding a little more to some of these where I may have went over with the other color.
Oh, another pro tip here. Don't wash it in the dishwasher. Not a pretty sight.
Oh, you've done that?
Well, you got a tip. Probably someone said, don't forget to wash your minis after.
Oh my god.
Apply a wash, and he threw it in the dishwasher, and you learned, right? You just learn. You try
trial
things
and error.
out. You try things out, and if they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. John is recommending, yes, let it dry before a wash. Yeah, I remember who's let us know in the last stream. Someone said they paint their minis and leave them overnight, and then they
Janet, I think.
Janet, I think, did it. Yeah. It's out. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Robin Mel, for getting my paint juices flowing. Bye, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for
tips.
stopping by.
Yeah,
thank you for everything.
And Alan, yeah. See, this is what we did last time, I think, too, was the tip was like, Alan's also saying, I wouldn't wash it until it's had a couple hours to dry or use the hair dryer. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, because you don't want colors to bleed together or, yeah. Yeah, no, I think.
Yeah, because you want to let that gray on the base dry too, right? To also apply a wash down there.
Yeah, and then to do a dry brush.
And then, yeah, the highlights after. Yeah, that could be fine. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to go all the way till the end. If you were painting 2 miniatures.
Oh, yeah, then you could go on
like
to the
one
other.
that you've kind of already been painting, you bring it on stream, you do your washes while the other one's drying and stuff. That maybe is a way we do it in the future. Like, you don't always have to do the streams where it's focused on one miniature either. You could do it in just like, here's where I'm at with certain miniatures. So today I'm working on finishing up these ones. We're going to start these ones. Let's do some washes on these ones. We're going to do a little highlighting on these ones. Here's where I'm at with like what I'm working on kind of thing. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Like, yeah, it's just mini painting with Mel. That's why I title it so generic, was like, do whatever. Whatever works better live too, right? Like, it's kind of long, right? When you're like, if you're painting a giant miniature that needs to like dry and all the steps and stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Could be a while. A giant batch, yeah. I would just do a giant batch.
Yeah.
And Brian says there is a technique called wet blending where you use the bleed effect to blend two colors together.
I just learned this today.
I remember seeing that on a video.
I just learned that today.
But it's very hard to get right, though.
Yeah, I thought about it because that is in the Sarastro's video. He did that on the sword, and I thought about that, and I was like, I don't think I could even try that right now. I think I'd have to test that on other minis first, and then go back over it if I didn't like it.
Alan says, I wasn't painting when you started, but you gave me the itch, and I've been painting along for the last hour.
I love that. Oh my gosh, awesome. I love that. That's awesome. That's
great, Alan. That is awesome. That's cool.
Perfect. And that's like mini painting with Mel is that you could be painting your minis on your side, I'm painting on this side, and everyone's having a good time.
I wish there was a way to post pics in the chat. Would have been cool. Like if
oh yeah, of what people are painting. But then
again, like if people were doing that, I can see why the YouTube doesn't do that.
Oh yeah, because you can't monitor. But you could have to approve them. I mean, you still have to see them.
Yeah, true. Be worried about sometimes, like not this audience, but you know, like just imagine some famous people's chats. What would happen if pictures were allowed to just randomly show up in their chat?
Oh my god. Well, anybody that is in the Discord, feel free to post them in there because I love to see everyone's pictures.
John's got good words of advice here. The nice thing about painting minis is that if you make a mistake, you can paint over it.
Exactly. I like that too.
Well, Brian says, my figures are in another room, so I'm watching this rather than painting. The Vermling is up next. Ah, very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
Ooh, Maven.
Love it. I know I have to get the Forgotten Circles stuff out. Paint the whoever we're gonna play for that.
Yeah. Well,
Diviner.
Yeah, you definitely have to paint the Diviner, right?
Yeah.
That's a for sure. It's me, Rob, monitoring image chat.
I know, right? Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. That could be scary.
Travis says, that's a good idea. I think it'd be great to paint along with you guys. I miss group painting at Games Workshop since lockdown. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to a Games Workshop to pick up Space Hulk that when I got my copy, they had like a whole little station. Everyone was all painting like all around a table, like all together. It was kind of neat. And then I saw Millennium Games out of Rochester. I followed them on Facebook, and they posted they were doing like they do like Whiz Kids. We'll send them a bunch of miniatures. You pay some money, you get little paints, a mini, and you go and learn how to paint that mini. They do like kind of little classes. But since lockdown, they streamed the last one. So you could come in and curbside pick up, get they're painting what was the last
one? Oh, you sent me that I can't remember I can't remember what they were
forget
painting.
What the creature was, but they were painting it and then everyone came and picked it up, they scheduled it, and then everyone joined in live and they ran it from the store, like live streaming, and you painted along with them while they painted it. It was kind of cool.
Just in a couple spots here that.
Oh, we know the hot water thing, yeah, Velco. I've had to do that for a few miniatures, like Dark Souls. Every time I pull those out of the box after I put the game away for a while, I pull out the characters. A bunch of them have like bent swords and spears and stuff. I always have to dip them in hot water before I play. It's annoying. But that's a good way to fix like crooked minis and crappy minis. Or sometimes it's just a crappy storage solution that bends things when you put the minis back. It's kind of annoying. And Jamie's here, just popping in while I have a chance before people arrive here for a game night. Looking good, Mel. What's the figure from?
Thank you.
So the figure is from Lord of the Rings, Journeys of Middle-earth. It's the Balrog. It's Fantasy Flight. Came in the Shadowed Paths expansion. Curious? And John's got to go. Great job, Mel. You have a nice touch.
Thank you so much.
Cool. See you later,
Thank
John.
you. Okay. Just gonna fix this because some of them I'm looking and it's like too orange.
Oh,
so you know what I mean, where it's like it looks weird.
So you're putting some yellow with it?
No, I'm just putting the dark brown back over it to make it so that it's more like a smaller
Oh, I
gap
see. Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of some spots where it looked
Like
like
looks like it's behind the skin rather than over top of it.
yeah,
Kind of like...
yeah, or some of them where it looked like the gape was too big, like the fire hole was too big.
And it's just joking around. So this is the good guy in the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. He's misunderstood. Misunderstood.
Doesn't he look good? He looks like a good guy.
He's like the abominable snowman from like the Rudolph Christmas special. Like you think he's evil, but like he just really had a tooth problem, and he just had a sore tooth he need like pulled out, and then he becomes like your friend. Like he's that kind of guy. Yeah. Use red to show it's cooling down. Dragon as a tip.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think. Yeah, we thought about the red.
Yeah, it's a pick up and deliver game where we bring him donuts. Yeah.
Oh my god. It always comes to food.
He has the Batman mask on with the
know,
beta
right?
version ears. Oh, good. Cooks you hot dogs, says Orbit.
Okay. Maybe.
No, that's what happens in the game.
Well, we don't know yet.
No, it has to. Like
he's gonna cook us hot dogs.
We're getting spoilers here, though. Unfortunately, we're gonna find out he's a hot dog vendor selling some street meat. Cooks hot dogs of you. Or is he's...
Okay.
Oh man.
So do you think, looking at it, that it needs more orange in anywhere? Like let's go like this.
I don't know if the orange is what it needs. Like I think the sword is what you're kind of going for, like yellow with tips of different colors. Like the fire emoji we saw before was like yellow in the center, a little bit of orange, and then like a little bit of dark orange or red kind of.
Yeah, so maybe we'll go with more, instead of the red, we'll go with more of like just the orange, not watered down, just for the actual tips.
Yeah, I think so. But also, if you put in a little bit of a wash, I think in the back here will show some of that ripple too. But then, yes, it might darken the yellow, so I don't know.
A little red on the tips, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I am going for the wings. We're going to wash it. And then I think I'm going to use more of like a highlight to act like you have to keep adding coats to it of the orange, I think.
That'd be best. Yeah.
But I think after we wash it, I'll do that. I think. And then I'll also do maybe some.
Yeah, just
I don't know.
He was asking, are you doing heat colors on the wings?
Oh,
That's
heat
what
colors.
Mel's
Yeah,
answering,
sorry. Yeah.
Scott says, looks pretty slick though, I have to say.
Thank you.
Amy's saying a little red on the tips.
Red or orange?
And John says you will need to highlight after a wash anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, to bring the fire colors back. Yeah. I'm going for the wings. Mel during game break 2020.
Okay, well, I'm scared.
Wings.
I know. And donuts. They talked about donuts too. It's like,
oh, yeah, I know. I shouldn't have read that one out.
So I think I'll do.
So wings and donuts for dinner?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Okay, so.
Wing flavored donuts?
Is that a thing?
Probably.
Oh, I get scared to add other colors.
Oh, Tara's here. Great
Hello.
job, says Tara.
Thank you. I think she was here
Tara.
earlier. Sorry if we missed it.
I didn't notice. I'm sorry. Hard to remember.
Okay. I have very, very little on the brush because I'm scared. We'll add.
And looking great.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you guys so much. Better than I thought it would look.
Sarah's been here looking while working.
Understood. We won't tell.
Well, so was your boss. They were here earlier. Yeah, they were here. And Anna says, speaking of wings, there's a pop-up company in my city, and they did a one-day flavor of peanut butter and jelly. They were amazing.
Oh, yeah?
I don't see why not. Peanut butter and jelly,
I don't know about peanut butter and jelly, but peanut butter.
that sweet and salty stuff. I don't know. Whenever you like mix weird flavors, it's like the sugars and the salts, like sometimes can just make some cool addictive flavors for sure. That you wouldn't expect. Brian says, you can always experiment with a small out-of-the-way area, then set it back if you don't like it.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
That's what I think you should do.
Or starting with like very, very light. And then you can kind of build it up if you do like it.
I open my paints to see the one I use. Is Dragon Red I use on the tips. Do you have Dragon Red?
I have pure red. Oh, I have Dragon. Oh, I have Dragon Red. Is that what he said?
Yep. And then Yogi Bear says, I'd be tempted to get some of the red off the brush and make it more of a dry brush. Yeah, you should wait till you wash it to maybe do the
I think
red
so
after.
too. Yeah, I think so too.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah. So I think, let me just put a tiny bit of red in the mouth while I have it. Okay. I don't know if that even looks like fire in the mouth, but then I just got to fix the eyes. So we want the eyes more yellow.
I think we add put some yellow, to make them like really glowing. That's like kind of what the ones online look like.
Like bright yellow.
Yeah,
let's
yellow.
do that. We did moon dust for the base, but we'll do a very.
I love these names of these paints.
Very dramatic yellow. Gotta use something different. Okay.
I assume the folks over at Army Painter actually went to the moon to make sure that color was 100% accurate.
Maybe because this is lava orange.
And I hope they went into a volcano and made sure to actually confirm that that color is accurate.
Okay.
No Orbit, we don't use an insert for the game. The only one I was looking at was E-Raptor actually came out with one, or is coming out with one for the expansion. I think it's for the expansion box, and then they have one for the base game. But man, I don't know, because I know with FFG, if you look at Mansion Madness 2nd Edition, they've been coming out with at least one expansion every year, like a big box expansion with extra minis and stuff for years now. Maybe not. That came out in like 2017 or 2018. They have like 6 expansions, maybe like 4 for the new set of Mansion Madness, and they're still going to come out with more, so I assume. So I picture Lord of the Rings, like we're going to be 2 or 3 years in the future, and they're still going to come out with at least one expansion a year. So I get worried about buying an insert and investing in that, and then finding out like, oh, I need another insert and another one. And then I don't know. I with these kind of games that just keep expanding and like never stop, I kind of wouldn't want to buy an insert till it was done. But then by then, I probably played the crap out of it. Do I really need some way to get it to the table by that point? It's tough. It's tough. So that's why I would stay away. I personally stay away from inserts for like these kind of FFG games that have slow expansions drip out that add like a lot of box filling content. That's just me. I would get super frustrated spending like, $50, $80, $100 on an insert, and then they're like, here's a giant expansion with a bunch of minis that you can't fit in the box with it. Now you have to figure out something else. Then I'm just there like for setup, still digging through separate boxes anyway. My insert has to help setup time, and once the content doesn't fit in the insert, then it doesn't help. So that
makes sense. Okay, I think this is pretty much done. Last question is, do we leave the weapons yellow, or do we try to do a little bit more of the orange, or do we wait and see maybe how it comes out after a wash, and then with some highlight
At this point, personally, but I'm no pro, I would start with some testing some washing out after this dries for a few hours, a little later, not on stream, obviously. Wash it, and then I would start making sure the wash is good, and if it's good, then I would apply a wash in different areas, do the rocks, obviously, some inside the, up front here in his chest, kind of putting a wash in there might actually look really good, like where you're filling in more black, it might do that for you even better to give more definition and detail. And maybe a bit on the some of like the weapon tips and stuff, because your fire can be like dirty with some black on it too, right?
Yeah,
so even if it's like a super light brownish wash, might add some dirtiness to the fire to make it look more like it's, I don't know, real. And then I would after, even if it darkens it, you then get crazy with the dry brushing and just start laying on yellows and laying on oranges and a little bit of reds at the end, and to finalize it. And remember, like, even after washing and then dry brushing, like I'm still gonna spray it with a varnish coat to like seal it, a matte varnish, to seal it in, make it so we can play with it and doesn't ruin the paints and stuff. So it will seal in any dry brushing and extra stuff you do on top anyway, so I wouldn't worry.
Yeah.
More orange for more flames, says Jim. And then Yogi says, just highlight the weapon after the wash.
That's what I'm thinking.
I would do the same. And Travis says, the weapons are perfect to me. You see the layers of color, maybe just the tips later.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I like the weapons a lot
tips.
too.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah, so that it just looks like it's like coming out. And I think I would do the same thing on all of the spikes. I would maybe just do the tips in like a orange or a red based on what the wash makes the color look like. Yeah.
And Elaine says, inspired, got to go back to painting FOWW and SOB. I know what SOB stands for, but I don't know what game or miniatures. And thanks, Mel. Awesome. See you soon.
Oh, thank you so much.
Let's try to figure out as a group here. If Elaine's already gone, what FO usually can figure these out.
WW. Ooh.
Shadows over Brimstone. Okay, that one makes sense. Yep, yep. Mel hasn't painted the SOB yet. Yeah, I still have no paint on me. I'm still no paint. No paint. And then Chris is saying, as Rob said, do a dark wash, then go over the oranges and a bit of red.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Oh, it's still here. Okay, Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Okay. I remember seeing that at Gen Con, actually. That's cool.
Yeah, and then I think I'll highlight the wings. And I might even, now that I'm looking at it like this, I may even, after the wash, try to get these tips to be a little bit like flame as well.
You really just need to do an edge highlight on the weapon after the wash.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
But remember, even if you wash it, like they were saying before, and we saw in videos, remember, if you're not happy with the wash, you can just go start painting over it. Like, you'd be like, screw this. All right, put some yellow over again, do the orange again, like lighten up an orange, and just repaint that area that you weren't happy with and try something different. Like,
yeah, and then there's some holes in the wings that are kind of hard to see, and there's some creases in the wings, which I may try after a wash to highlight those as well, so that they kind of pop, so that the wings aren't flat in the back. I think that's what I would do. And maybe try in the holes to put maybe a little bit of almost what looks like fire around them, so it looks like they were burnt.
Chris is saying too many cooks in the kitchen, too many backseat drivers, me included.
No.
But that's
totally fine.
That's what we want, Chris. That's what we're actually going for. Mel has ideas. She's trying things out. She's new. She's learning.
Yeah.
Everyone, give your input, give your ideas, and we just try different things and learn all together. Like, I'm learning, hearing things from you guys is like blowing my mind. But yeah, everyone, like, there's people here who've painted for decades. There's people who've painted never. There's people who've painted a little bit. There's people who watch lots of other pro painters and stuff. Yeah, there's so many different ways you can get to the same results or different results, and depending on taste and what you're going for, like, you could go all different ways. So, like, I don't think there's really a wrong way.
There's not. And even with this just as is, like, we could totally play with this like this.
And yet, dry brushing the wings 1,000%.
Yeah, I think
will make those wings pop. Like, it will look awesome if you dry brush all, like, the bone and the lines and stuff. Like, it'll be huge.
Yeah,
it'll be huge.
I think so. For sure. But wouldn't this be technically, we could play with this on the table, and it would be more than...
I would just say you need to do some shadows on the rocks. That's the only thing. That kind of looks a little awkward. Yeah, it's just like flat gray. It looks like you didn't finish painting the miniature.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I would be like, no.
It's not ready yet.
I can't play with this. It's not up to my paw. I cannot play with this.
That is so funny. That is true.
Take it and go.
That is true.
No.
Yeah, but I am very happy with the way it's turning out so far.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it.
Awesome.
Especially considering the way it started.
Oh, and washing in the teeth. Some
yeah.
Because the teeth look, I mean, on camera, it looks like you just kind of went white across. But if you put some some wash in the teeth,
they'll look like almost like a
the
dirty.
teeth will be separated. No, you'll see the lines between the teeth. And
Yeah,
it'll actually look separate.
But I think it'll darken the white too. Can you zoom on it more? Yes, I can.
Be nice, Rob, or you're gonna lose your painter. Yeah, I know.
No, I do it for me, not for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a more zoomed in. I don't know if I can go closer.
It does look amazing. And it's like not even been washed or dry brushed yet, and it already looks that sick.
No highlighting is done.
Yeah. Compared to this is what we started with out of the box. Like this is what he look like when you get him. Like, do you want to play with this, or do you want to play with?
I can't. Might not be centered. Oh,
this. Yeah, it's already looking awesome. But again, it's not finished. Mel's not going to finish it today. The problem is, like, you want to let it dry. Then you want to apply your washes. You want to let those dry. And then you want to dry brush everything. So if you want to see this miniature finished or more progress done to it, tune in. We're gonna show it off. Obviously, it's being painted mainly to show it off in our Lord of the Rings, Journeys to Middle-earth, Shadow Paths campaign playthroughs from the Shadow Path expansion. Game is in the bottom of the screen there by Fantasy Flight Games. I put a link down in the video description to the playlist for that series. Maybe we can also show it off in the next monthly stream. So if you don't want to see spoilers, if you don't want to see that campaign spoiled, if you plan on playing that in the future or something,
that's totally fair.
Come back in the next painting stream, which will be within the next month. We're going to try this once a month. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, be reminded. There is a playlist on the channel. If you go to youtube.com/Rob's Gaming Table, hit up the playlist section. I will have a mini Painting with Mel playlist. We'll keep adding these streams too. So if you're watching this months or years in the future, just click down in that playlist and to the next video. And I'll put that in the description of the video also. I can just quickly show you too. This is the one that we did in the first video. If anybody didn't watch, we did this guy who I think. Did you go back and do anything after the stream on that guy yet? Yeah, I think I just dry brushed the feathers, if you can see. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's hard. I see it in person. Yeah, it's hard because it's very small. Yeah, I don't know if the camera will get it there. Yeah, you can kind of see it in the camera, but it's not showing it as good as in person with the lights bouncing off of it. But yeah, when you hold it up close like that, it doesn't look as great, but that's fine though. We're just looking at the wings. Yeah. Just to see. Yeah. For people who saw it last time. This is one we did in the first video, and since then I have learned so much, and I have grown a ton since doing this one. But remember, seeing it up close like that, it might not look the best, but remember, we're painting for table. So this is more of the distance you're seeing this thing on a stream. Yeah. We're playing or even like holding it up like this. Yeah, that's the distance you're going to see that mini 99% of the time anyway. So it's that's the looks amazing. Yeah. Looks amazing. Yeah. That's true. Yogi just gave us an awesome idea. What's that? 10K subs to reveal completed mini. Oh, yeah, we got to get there before we can show it. What if we bump into this guy in the game the next couple weeks and we haven't hit 10K? We don't show him. We put a wooden cube on the board and we play with that until. Or no, we put some sort of blur on him. Like, can't show it yet. Yeah, Alan saying, awesome job. Thank you. 11 out of 10. Oh, thank you guys. Oh my God. Looks better up close. Wow, you should be happy. Done an excellent job. Thank you. I am happy. I'm very proud of it. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like 330 subs remaining till 10K. Oh. So wow. For those that don't know, when we hit 10K subs, we're doing a celebration weekend after that. I don't know if it's like the immediate next weekend, depends on what's going on. But we're going to try to get some other players here too. And we're going to just literally do 2 12-hour streams. So 24 hours in the same weekend, just playing with Too Many Bones, splice and dice content, dart, lab rats, old stuff, new stuff, just Too Many Bones. We're going to be playing, we'll try the Build a Tyrant little Nobulus Apprenticeship Program mode. We'll build a Tyrant while we play. We'll try some new Tyrants. You'll see some new baddies. You'll see some new players on the channel that maybe have never played Too Many Bones before if we can get them on the same weekend. Yep. We'll do 2-player playthroughs, 3, 4-player playthroughs probably, depending on people's schedules. Yeah, we'll just have fun chatting about Too Many Bones. Like, that's how I want to celebrate the 10K, is just do a 2 long, 12-hour Saturday and Sunday Too Many Bones streams. So, yeah, we'll just answer questions for those who don't know Too Many Bones, might show up and find out why it's one of our favorite games, and we can talk about it and just have fun. Hang out. That's what I want to do. So that's what we're going to do. And also we'll reveal this finished mini to the public. I'm
So we have to kind of, if that's the case that we need to let them dry, we have to come up with some way that it can work with still doing on a live stream, you know, where they can actually see it finished.
That's what I was saying. Maybe you just continue with this one on the next stream, finishing it off, and start something else. Or,
so like,
or maybe we do 2 separate streams in the same week where they're shorter, where you just start, you get to this point, and then you stop. And then we stream again a couple days later, where it's just like, hey, I'm streaming for an hour and a half, and you're just finishing it up.
Okay.
You could do that.
I'll have to
I don't
think
know.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because like
Yeah, because of that. Yeah.
That's why most people just I think do the YouTube videos, edit it, shorten it down, and make it more smaller and digestible.
Yeah, cliffhanger.
I like a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yeah, but like you said, if we did reveal it in the next paint stream, as well as for this one, we will show it on our stream when we're playing with it.
And Dragon says something cool. Doing well. And with these videos next year this time, when you were painting, you look back and see how you've developed.
Exactly. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
yes.
That's neat.
That's very true. Yeah. Very true.
And White Rabbit, great job, Mel. Can't wait to see it finished.
Thank you.
And both look amazing.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Dragon says, so you'll have the gear locks painted by then?
Paint the chips?
Painting chips. Yep. Interesting.
Exactly. Exactly.
That'd be a first.
I want to say thank you so much to everybody for your kind words for sure, because I was very nervous.
Yeah, and the encouragement.
Yeah, and the encouragement. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and the constructive criticism, the feedback, the tips.
Yeah, I appreciate it all.
Discussion about experience, different people's experiences and things they learned along the way. We ordered a bunch of ball bearings that we're gonna get to throw in some of these paints so that they're easier to mix. I found out. Yeah, I looked into all that stuff. So hopefully those will be here by the next stream, and then we can throw those in, and you can be mixing your paints better, especially the ones that didn't mix well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some that
don't have the gear lock minis. Are there really minis of the gear locks?
Is there? We don't have them, no.
Something else, Too Many Bones I have to now track down and buy? Jeez.
Do they fit in the trove chest?
Yeah, hey, do they fit in the trove chest? No, I don't think they have minis where people would be ripping on them. I know they have pins. I know there's gear lock pins.
No, he's probably trolling us.
Yeah, he's trolling. Dragon's trolling.
It's all good.
Where's that delete button, that block? Hide user from channel. I think that's what I click over here.
He'll just come up with another account.
Psych, I wish they had minis. Yeah, me too. That'd be cool. Just have displayed, or I wouldn't play with them probably, but because the part of the fun of Too Many Bones is taking out the health. But I guess you could have the minis with a giant chip-sized base that you slide the chips underneath. So you're like pushing around the chips and then taking health out from underneath a mini. But it would be kind of awkward because then you'd be like trying to see the enemies around it, and you're like kind of looking past the mini, like how much? What's that guy's stat? How much attack dice?
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be the same
3
game.
inches tall. Anyways,
thank you so much. That was fun. Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Are you fried from focusing for how many hours trying to paint?
Like 3.
How did we go?
Maybe it's more.
Almost 4. We're almost at 4 hours. That stream was.
You know what? That's kind of what I thought it was going to be. Still about another hour.
You're not done. Yeah,
probably still another hour.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's terrible for something that is as big as this guy.
Yeah, that's cool. No, it's fun.
Yeah.
As long as you enjoyed it the whole way, it's like, who cares how long it takes?
Yeah.
That's neat. But anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for your support. Thanks everyone supporting us on Patreon. Oh, Matt's here.
Oh, Matt's.
Okay, let's go. Matt's here. Matt's here. Let's go. Everyone,
Matt
shut it down.
it.
Shut it down. Hey, Matt. We're just wrapping up. And yeah, so stay tuned. Like I said, playlist down in the video description of this playthrough series where this mini hopefully will be featured in the future. We don't know, but it's full of spoilers. If you want to see an update on this, we'll probably post it to the Instagram, which is linked up there.
Definitely.
That's what you should do.
Yeah, definitely.
Post Instagram pictures of the finished product. Also, tune in to the next live stream, Mini Painting with Mel, which will happen within the next month. And we'll show it off there up close on camera. We'll talk about it and take a look at it. So stay tuned for that. Or if you're watching this far in the future, just tune into the next episode. You'll see it. But yeah, so we'll show it and you'll get updates there. But thanks everyone for the tips. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for everyone putting up with me, moderating the chat.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that supports us on Patreon that got us to this goal to have this monthly stream happen.
And now everyone watching us in the afternoon live can all get back to work now and quit slacking. We actually got an email. The reason why we're not finishing the mini now, your bosses all actually emailed in. And I just got a bunch of angry emails, so I got to end the stream so you guys can actually get back to work and not get fired. So anyways, thanks a lot for that, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.